I'm muted. Anyways, welcome to the LLA 2024 playoffs. The Kimchi Cast live for lower bracket round 2. And I keep getting freaking pinged, and now is not the time to freaking ping me at all. But I'm your host, Max Kimchi. This is the little gremlin on my... Oops, there we go. This is the little gremlin that lives on my microphone stand. And today, Leviathan will be facing elimination against the All Knights, who are also facing elimination because I phrased it really poorly and I just had to pivot and save the whole damn sentence right there. But both of these teams, again, lower bracket elimination on the line. Neither of these teams really expected to make a further run past the lower bracket semifinals, but there's always chances for a surprise. The season series went 3-2 in favor of Leviathan, but the All Knights 2-1 in their most recent meeting. Or 2-1 in their most recent meeting, and immediately you can see Leviathan looking at yesterday and saying, you're not getting 3 games of Xin Zhao Grell undefeated on this champion in the playoffs so far, having a very nice series on it. Having a very nice series on it against 6 Karma yesterday, and yeah, not gonna make that same mistake twice. The All Knights banning away Zhaoni's Rumble. He's played it quite a bit. Give me 2 seconds. Boom, bam. Oh, that's all up in my thumb. That is all up in my thumb. My goodness. And it's going to be a Karma in exchange for Smolder here, and that proved to be a mistake yesterday, going for that trade. I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of giving over Smolder. I'm never a fan of giving over Smolder, though. And the All Knights know how to use this pick because they used it in Game 1. Locke picking up his first career win in the LLA and absolutely smashing 6 Karma 707 on it. And they will be handing it to Locke. Trigo once again sitting for the playoffs. They are more confident going with Locke here, clearly. And it's going to be Rel locked in for that flexible support jungle pick that allows them to pivot later in the draft if they want to. Ooh, that's good. Oh, that's actually really good. Oh, that's addicting. That's not good for me. I mean, Leviathan already have a very flexible comp here, and it's going to be Virus going onto the Jinx. An interesting pick. I don't think we've seen Jinx this playoffs. I was going to press Control J. That's not even the right letters. We haven't seen Jinx. It's 0-1. Who played it then? And Kodo hovering the best champion in the game. Leviathan already played it. Did not end up working out for them. I mean, Jinx just hasn't really been working out. I can't type. I keep typing Jonks. 14-9 internationally, so it has been working a little bit, and it's going to be Aatrox rounding out this opening draft. Okay, that's interesting. And it's just going to be a quirky response, whether it's into Karma or into something else. That's a nice pickup to have, especially, again, with the Azir banned away, and that is with the Azir disabled, and that's a really big deal because a lot of mid laners, especially on these lower tier teams, were being hyper carries with, I mean, Seiya, Kodapako are kind of best on the Azir, so removing a very, very valuable pick from the rotation that doesn't need to be banned and it doesn't have the chance to go through is really dangerous, actually, for a lot of these teams. And it's going to be the Vi Jace banned away. The Vi taken away, still the potential lockdown with Karma, even if it does end up being Karma mid, I guess is the correct way to phrase it. Still very powerful to put with the Jinx, or with the Vi, my goodness, I'm losing it. Vi locks someone down, and then Kodo would just throw the tether on. They cannot escape before the tether would proc. And that is a lot of free damage to throw down, or kill in that case. And Wukong going to be the final ban. I don't think Zhaoni's even looked at the Wukong this season, but it will still be banned away. It is in the testing phase of being picked. It's kind of in the weird middle ground because of the buffs in the top lane. It's not really known whether it's going to take off as a jungle top flex or if it's just preemptive bannings from players who like it. And that is a Jax blind or Jack's response for Hidan, it seems, though this again could go jungle. We've seen people put the Jacks into the jungle and do rather well in the early game, and then struggle mid to late when the rest of the team just isn't ahead. Grail will really need the team to be ahead here if they are going for the Jack's jungle. Otherwise, it is purely on Hidan to get this thing ahead, and it's going to be Nautilus, Jinx bot lane, which means Karma is going mid. So what is the jungle possibly response? But it's likely a jungle blind for ganks here. He's from what I can tell, from what I saw, I was thinking Sejuani, maybe Maokai, but it's going to be the Bel'Veth here, and I don't like Bel'Veth that much being locked in super often. I'm not a huge believer in it doing well. It really needs to get ahead again. We've seen Grell win on it. I think both wins actually did come from Grell this split. Could be wrong, but it hasn't done that much. What the heck? I forgot Mordekaiser was picked twice. That was awesome, though. Yes, Grell 1-1. Ganks did win on Bel'Veth. Apparently, I don't know how hard I'm going to be gaslit, and it will be Poppy response here, pretty much just countering a small percentage of the champions. Bel'Veth mostly, though, is the priority, obviously, knocking down the Manta Ray while she's trying to weave her damage in with the dash is going to be core, but it also does help with the Nautilus and the Aatrox in more fringe situations, really, than anything else, and it's going to be a battle of the hypercarries, but I'm really worried for Leviathan here. I mean, Locke on this Smolder. Smolder's just really good right now. I'm not even saying Locke is bad. I actually did like what Locke showed playing a bunch of different ADCs, actually. He hasn't just played the Smolder. He also played the Varus and the Kai'Sa, and he played Kalista earlier in the split in his debut game, or his debut series, went 0-2. I think he played decently. I think he had some really good early game showings and some potential hero plays that just didn't go exactly how he planned them to when he had to commit to them because of the state the team was in, or the position the team was in at that point in the game. So definitely very good player, but Smolder just makes any good player even more unbeatable as we are on to the Rift for the last series of the week. And Leviathan All Knight's two of the closest teams we've seen this season. Very few teams had a 3-2 or 4-2 split in game score. Or, no, not 4-2. 4-2 is not possible. 3-2 is the... Actually, no, 4-2 is possible. I'm just dumb. Or even 3-3. We didn't even see a 3-3. We did... I think we might have seen a 4-2. We saw 1-4-2. It was Infinity and Leviathan, and that is kind of going to play into it, as we saw that early trade going through, mostly just beneficial for Locke there. I mean, I think nobody got a little bit of gold, but mostly beneficial for Locke and Paco. Kodo getting an early stack of the Mana Flow, and Locke getting an early stack of Dragon Training. That is always nice. I feel like I should mention that Leviathan and both of these teams coming in on bad week 4s. All Knights didn't win a single game in week 4. Leviathan got swept by Rainbow 7, which is tradition at this point for almost every single team that is an Estadal, and almost lost to Infinity. Like, that is how bad their week went. They almost lost to Infinity, but Jowney couldn't hit any of the sweet spots. Hidan going to land the stun there, and that is just Hidan winning these trades early. And nobody going to be in a really strong position as long as Kodo doesn't have Q up. He's going to be able to proc that first strike a lot, going to be able to trade pretty aggressively if he so chooses. As we can see, the trade, the top lane going in favor of Hidan once again. But momentum, I was going to have to loop back to this eventually. Momentum doesn't really matter for All Knights. They are coming in off of a sweep of 6 Karma, so their confidence has to be high. They're coming in off of a stronger performance against Leviathan in the second round robin than they did in the first. Ooh, that's going to be a little painful to miss that mantra Q on anything, but All Knights have to be feeling confident here. Coming in on a sweep, you beat Leviathan the last time you faced off. That's always got to be a good sign of things to come more than often, or more often than not, surely. And now you're, each series win is just 3 wins closer to the lower bracket finals, and it only gets harder. It's only going to get more difficult from here. So both of these teams gonna have to are clearly wanting a good showing, as Grell is, what the heck, Grell? Okay. Raptors into bot side, looked for a potential bot side gank, as you can see the position of the all-nighter of Leviathan's push. Possibly going for that, but that only means that we're going to have these two junglers meeting in the top lane, and Grell has the top support right there, as you can see, massively pushed position, and that is just ganks pinging, I believe, for either a ward or pinging that he's going bot side. Nope. It's going to be the top laners having to rotate out. Hadan has first movement into the river available to him, and Grell just isn't going to be here for the Rift Scuttle, already having to hand it over, just was a bit late to it, and despite having top prio, it's just going to be gone. Grab it. And now Gank's ward on the Raptors going to know when Grell is rotating down for this bot scuttle. So this could be a really easy bot scuttle, but it will be matched, or will be spotted at least. And Grell just not going to win anything. Instead, going to have to go for his Raptors, which he's going to be spotted on. And this is Gank's getting some early advantage. Double scuttle is going to be nice. I mean, it has mid prio right now, but it's just going to be back and teleports. It's going to have bot prio once they get back to the lane, and can go for early dragon in exchange for the grubs. This is just a really good position to be in for Leviathan right now. I mean, doesn't really need to back. Probably should take it back before going for anything. Really, the only thing you're worried about if you're Leviathan right now is your top lane state, but it's Aatrox, so who cares? This is the peak Aatrox gameplay moment is... Yep, there it is. There's the dive coming through. Grell just going to completely threaten off Zhao from wave and take a recall here, though Zhao was already going to reset and just makes him miss 4 minions of XP and potential gold. Not the biggest miss, but he's missed a whole wave, actually. Never mind. He missed that entire last wave, so there is a lot of value in that, getting a slight gold advantage. It's 100-something gold. The math checks out, probably. Somewhere around 100-something gold to put Zhao in the back seat. And that really, I mean, you can see it right there. Boom, boots. That's a 300 gold if Igna has been caught out by Gastrix and is just going to tank a little bit of damage from Locke, give him a stack of dragon training, and not much else. Still, the more dragons training stacks, the better, of course, for All Knights. They just want to get to that 225. I don't believe this is the tease. I mean, obviously, we're not even playing with the tease changes that Floxon has posted yet, or has posted. So we're just playing with really good Smolder, as opposed to still really good Smolder, and that's going to be Grell forcing out the flash from Igna. Nice! Steadfast presence to block the hook to safety. It's first blood for Grell, but can Kotapanko bring this play home? He won't. Instead, it will just be the grubs for ganks, and Grell catching out Ignabilu on a very aggressive warding play when they didn't really have control of the mid-rotation. They didn't have bomb prio. They barely had mid prio. Going for that rotation is insane, and now Ganks is here to try and break up the monotony. Not even the monotony, just break open this lane as he has gone in, tanking up the turret. Hadan going to dodge the Q3, flashes over the turret. Ganks is still tanking, and it's going to be Zhao picking up the kill on Hadan, and it's played beautifully by Leviathan's top jungle there. And with that information, All Knights did take the Chemtech Dragon, but now Zhao is ahead, massively ahead. Cannon Wave and a kill ahead of Hadan now, and this is really big because that is exactly what Aatrox needs. Aatrox really not a champion till he gets a few items. Has some decent damage, but if you're not hitting sweet spots, you're not hitting anything, and this is just Ganks getting aggressive positioning, just wasting Hadan's time, trying to bait out anything, trying to line up that W, and this Q3 missing does secure some extra damage tanked by Ganks, some extra time wasted, gets Ganks' flash out. That's really it, though. It's just a completely positive play. It was really a flash for flash play right there. Yes, you got World Ender, but who cares? You're not fighting for quite a while now. You have a slight level advantage, but that's also because Xiaomi has not caught this wave yet and hasn't had the opportunity to. 300 gold lead, though. It's always nice. The gold, I mean, yeah, it is exclusively in the top lane right now. The other gold lead's probably not even close to. It's one has reached 100, and that's just because nobody has an answered wave yet. That's because nobody in Lock haven't answered their waves, so in a really good position for both sides. But Leviathan now has that top lane in the lead, and Aatrox with the lead is going to be really, really spooky. Lock doesn't have ulti. 41 stacks, though. I don't know if that's good or bad. I really don't know the pacing for this stuff. I've played one game of Smolder, and it was really easy. Hidan going to dodge out of everything Xiaomi has, though, and that is a massive... I mean, that could have been a massive trade advantage, but all the Conqueror stacks still coming through, getting the passive healing as well from Deathbringers. And I guess technically Infernal. I think Infernal buffs your... Is it Infernal buffs your... I don't even remember. Is it Infernal buffs your healing from passive? It's one of those. It's either Infernal or Umbral. He didn't hit any sweet spot, so it definitely wasn't that. And Ganks unspotted here, but now he's going to be spotted on this ward. Hidan's going to stand his ground. Is immediately going to start backing up. Has no chance of running. Dodges away. The Super Mega Death Rocket doesn't hit anything, and it's going to be Xiaomi picking up another plating. Going to get a deep ward down in lane, and can continue to just zone Hidan off for now, but is just going to take this recall. Grell is here to party, though. And Grell determines that the party is not worth attending. Instead, just letting them recall. And obviously, making sure Hidan doesn't die in the process. That's kind of a big deal. It's just back to clearing. Void Grub's up in... I don't know when it was killed, and there's no timer on it here, so don't know. It doesn't help that. Oh boy, the in-client version of the timers are hilarious. And now Igna going to land the hook onto nobody. Kodapako going to be able to rotate over here. The Valkyrie's burned. There is a flash force, but there goes Mom. Igna's low. Ganks is low. The damage from nobody in Lock needs to be huge. Grell going to land. The heroic charge. Double kill using the Keeper's Verdict. And Grell is 3-0. He's on a killing spree now, and he continues on any champ. You can put him on any champ, and he continues to be an issue for his opponents. The thorn in the side of Leviathan now is a tiny Yordle with a hammer. Oh man, that was stretch play, and it continued. It was exactly what we saw yesterday from Six Karma, thinking they found one member of All Knights, and the All Knights just answer back beautifully. Great flash to get out of range of the front flip from Ganks. Grell comes in. Great audacious charge. Good healing there by Kodapon, or good shielding there by Kodapon, but it's just not enough. And Ganks is going to get his evolved form out with these Void Grubs. I believe it's going to be a 3-3. No, it's not going to be a 3-3. They sacrificed Igna for first grub set, so they better get the whole grubs at this point. It tastes like a fruit by the foot, by the way. And 6-0 Void Grub split, but you can see the gold advantage. 3 assists for nobody already. Has the Manamune finished, but no Muramana. Gonna have to finish the item before he could even get a third of the way through stacking, or 2/3 of the way through stacking tier somehow. Talent. And Kodo's just one-shotting backlines. Nothing new. Karma's really strong. Karma's really annoying. And it's going to be Grell starting up this starting up the second dragon. They are spotted out. Package used just to get that extra burn. It was running out, so might as well get rid of it. Use it to get some value out of it. And it will just be an easy second Drake, Ocean Dragon secured. And this is a Mountain Soul. Oh boy, is Grell going to love the extra terrain here to get those excess stuns down, some bonus stuns down. Hidan has jumped onto Xiaomi. Xiaomi hasn't landed any sweet spots. The ulti not coming out from either side. World Ender not available, actually. And no Grandmaster's Might thrown out from Hidan, just taking a full advantage trade as Grell has been locked down by Kodapako, but now 4 here for the All Knights. That's a nice airborne. The hook will connect. The Mom comes down, but it's not going to matter. It's a shutdown already over to Kodapako, but All Knights are running for their lives. Locke is in a dangerous situation, but is going to be able to flap away to safety. And Grandmaster's Might now burn in top lane. Hidan is chasing down Johnny, but Johnny's under his turret and is able to escape the onslaught, the wrath of Hidan. Having a good pair of days. Already had a good first 3 games of the playoffs. Is looking to have a nice set of 3 in the second day. And Leviathan gonna grab some gold back and now 1,000 gold ahead. A lot of money onto their Karma. That should be a Malignance finished already. Easily Malignance finished. And this all starts with Grell trying to fight off Kodapako here. And because Locke and Gastrix are distracted by Igna and Virus rotation, they are able to stall their engage, allow Kodo to land the tether, and pick up that first kill. And again, because they were delaying Locke and Gastrix rotation, also able to use the shorter distance, basically, that Igna had already covered with ganks to get engage, to get just first engage. There's no chance that All Knights were able to rotate faster at that point. And Igna landing the depth charge first before the hook or the front flip. Very good just to get, or just to avoid the steadfast presence doing as much value as it could have gotten. Because if the hook went in first, there just wouldn't have been a single chance that Igna has any follow-up CC here. What the heck is that? Oh, is that the steadfast presence? That looks weird. And Ganks is gonna get all the void monsters. Just while all that was happening, while we were watching the mid farm happen, Ganks just getting himself another evolved form. He's just gonna continue getting these endless banquets. Believe Endless Banquet starts leveled up. I don't know. I don't know how Belveth works. I have no interest in playing that champion. What I do know is that the gold lead is back down to 1,000. CS is huge in this game, and that is Profane Hydra finished. Okay. I mean, there's so many random Aatrox builds. There's a lot of Aatrox builds, if you could imagine. A lot. And everyone of importance has their first item. Hidan is sitting on first item right now, I believe. I don't see a world where Hidan doesn't have first item already. Right? Surely he has the try finished. Surely. He has 119 CS. Has to have Triforce finished here. Just can't back at the moment. And supports, they're working on it. It's a support thing. You don't get it. You wouldn't get it. And Igna going to leave that and control ward alone, but it's still going to be able to back up Gastrix. Hidan, holy cow, Kodapako has laid the beat down on Hidan, apparently. That is the Karma power. That is the sneeze of a lifetime. My goodness. Already has the piercing. I don't know how many stacks that is. The Rift Herald charge is going to connect, and it's nice to see Leviathan once again taking those, taking the Rift Herald charge. They did not for a long, long time. Few weeks, they didn't take the charge because of a bug that happened in like week 2. 2 bugs in the same game. They just assumed they were cursed and didn't take it anymore. So Kodapako going to grab this first turret up in top lane in the meantime. Now about 2,000, just a shade under 2,000 gold ahead, like a wave and a half. Wave and a half cannon wave, just a cannon wave behind a 2,000 gold lead, and it's gone. The potential of it is gone. It's going to be a lot. It's just going to sit around 1,500. Hey, he got it. He did it. Don't know. Is that the steadfast? Is that... I don't know what that poppy skin is. I don't have that many poppy skins, if you could imagine. So I don't know what that circle effect is. But I'm assuming, because it looks like she's moving faster, I'm assuming that's her steadfast presence. Right? Surely. Surely it's steadfast presence. And I'm not a complete moron here. Is Grell going face first for his teammate there. Make sure Gastrix doesn't get engaged on. Virus left alone in mid lane here, and now the teleport comes in from nobody. Package available, has the Malignance finished, 2-item Corki, and that's Gastrix. Flash, W, Magnet Storm, the mom comes in, it's no one, but Kodabako's already down. A nice 3-man engage, though, on the airborne. They need to get this Jinx going, but no one will fall, and it's nobody picking up a second kill here. 2 for nothing. They should get this third Drake. It should be an easy Drake soul at this point. And a great engage there from Gastrix into nobody's pack, into the special delivery from nobody. And now The gold lead is completely even. The Drake advantage is massive. This Corki is fed. And it is so damn hard. It's going to be really difficult to start fighting against All Knights if they can team fight the same way they have been actually for the past 2 days now. They are playing with such confidence, such great coordination. That's just crazy. 178 stacks. I read that as 400 at first. I'm blind. And this all starts with Gastrix. Kodo doesn't disengage. Gank's able to disengage, but then nobody comes in special delivery. Doesn't really hit anyone, but splints the whole team up and hits Kodo further in. Great depth charge, but it's just too late. There's not enough damage to the missile, I believe, just soared wide. Super Mega Death Rocket would have been nice to finish the job there with, but does not happen, sadly. And who knows, Jinx reset, we could be talking about a different team fight there, but that was the story of Gastrix finding the engage and nobody just going absolutely ham with that special delivery. And Locke instantly clears the wave. God, I hate Smolder. God, I hate Smolder. Zero mana insta clears the wave. Such a... Ooh. And Spear of Shojin, so it's even lower CD clear too. Jinx wave clear costs so much. That's a Steel Sigil second item. Are you going G8? Actually, what does Sigil build into otherwise? Steel builds into something else. It builds into 2 items. It's GA and... I could just look this up. You know that? I literally can just look this up. Like, I have that ability to. In fact, it remembers I looked this up already. Death Stance. So it's a Death Stance. I built Death Stance, not recently, but I've built it this season. I should know this. But I'm just a moron, so that makes sense. I'm going to just move this over here. I need to... Let it... There you go. Just let it sit there. Now, oh, Igna and Grell. That is not the matchup you want. And Grell going to land the heroic charge. Hadan has jumped into the party, and that is going to be his first kill of this game, finally. Or second kill. When did he kill someone else? When the hell did he kill someone else? Okay. Whatever. I didn't even notice he killed someone else. And 4v5, I don't think the threat of the Herald's going to come to fruition. It is a possibility, but not going to happen. No chance. They go for the Baron. Here's Ganks. Lands a nice airborne onto Gastrix. Grell going to put up the Steadfast Presence. Eventually will catch someone on the dive, and now Zhao teleports in, but it's Grell that he needs to run away from. He's looking for Gastrix or nobody here. The World Ender is out. There's no top turret, but Gastrix is just laying into Ganks right there, but now the mom comes down. It's not gonna matter. It's a double kill for Ganks. Keeper's Verdict ejects Zhao from the fight, but there's the hook connecting onto Igna, but the Steadfast Presence will dissuade him from going any further, and it's going to be 2-0 for Leviathan. They find an angle to catch out All Knights. In the meantime, Hidan pushes in this bot lane. I believe found the turret there too, and will just take a nice recall. He's in a pretty good spot right now. And it starts with, my goodness, the damage here from nobody is massive. And you think Ganks is going to die. The mom comes in. He gets the healing from the Endless Banquet, and the Endless Banquet actually kills right there. He kills nobody off, and this could have been a lot more had Igna not gotten hit by the Steadfast Presence, but Grell is pretty much holding it just for that. So, not going to happen, sadly. And that's a death cap second item. Oh my goodness. That is an aggressive buy right there from Kotopaco. I wouldn't call it bad. I wouldn't call it standard, though, you know? And Vyra's going to use that extra range to pick off these minions, and oh boy, this is, I believe, I'm going to just look up Smolder changes really quick. What are the Smolder changes planned to be? That doesn't answer my question. Not what I'm looking for. Nope. This one? No. That is an out. Anyways, fourth Drake, soul point in contention. Grell gets hooked, and that's half of his health bar immediately gone. All of Leviathan focus firing him. No ulti's burned. Here comes nobody with the package. He has such a unique angle in this fight right now. There's no vision of them going down. He could just ulti over this wall, split Leviathan like an egg or a banana. That's the correct phrase, not crack. Oh, Keeper's Verdict getting charged up. If it doesn't cast, it's slightly refund. It's pretty much entirely refunded, and it's just not even going to be contested. Leviathan, the threat of nobody's engaged is too big. A nice hook onto Gastrix, but Mom comes down. It hits nobody. Hidan finds no one with the counter-strike. And the package comes in. It's going to land on the Virus, but Virus is able to take it over now. Has to flash away to safety. Grell finds the flash Q, and now all Knights are diving the enemy turret. It's going to be 2 for Hidan as he goes on a killing spree, and he's on a rampage now. Grell tanking up this turret. All Knights will be able to siege this and then some. And that is an engage again from Leviathan that just does not work out. They think they have the angle, and it is shoved right back in their face. It is a time for the All Knights to get the Baron. It is time for the All Knights to march down mid and top and end this game very soon. Bar some absolutely crazy plays from Leviathan, I don't see it happening. They are thoroughly in a terrible position. They are thoroughly put into a bad spot. And it starts with them giving up the Drake. They can't afford to go in. Nobody has package. Special delivery does a lot of damage here. And then Zhaoni is stunk. Separated from the team. Can't zone off nobody anymore. And then Virus direct hit with the package. It is getting laid into. Grell uses Code of Aqua as an excuse to kill off Virus. And then Hidan is because Grell is tanking turret. Hidan is just able to go forwards, kill 2 more members of Leviathan, and it is the Sea Dragons not looking too, or the Sea Dragon looking better than the Sea Monster, I guess. Or regular dragon looking better than the regular monster. And again, 3,500 damage from nobody. He is just doing so much work here in these team fights. He is the core of the team fight for All Knights right now. That package, the special delivery, is such an important ability that they keep playing around flawlessly, and it has worked out every single time. The threat of the package has either kept them from engaging or has just been the core reason Leviathan lose a team fight, and that is super important. Kodo laying in damage, but it's just not mattering. They're not getting any kills. They're trying to jump onto Hidan here. A nice chunk of damage, but Hidan going to be able to just leap strike to safety with the wards. Gank's on the ultimate flank angle right now. The mid-tier 3 will fall, and now Igna getting chunked down. The teleport coming in. Nice crash down onto the backline flank. Ganks and Zhaoni. Solo Code of Aqua going to find Grell, but that is not who you need to take out. It's Locke picking up his kill. Finally picking up a kill with this Smolder. It feels like it's been so long. It's just been the whole game. Locke hasn't been able to kill diddly squat. And now they're looking for this top tier 3. It's not going to come. It's not going to happen. Holy cow, Virus's health bar just got deleted right there. They're looking for the tier 3. Not going to happen. They got the inhib in mid, though, so they're going to just disengage. 49 on the Baron buff. Don't see an angle where they continue this push. Likely just take resets, buy items, and continue to push in these waves. Send, I mean, it's probably going to be send Hidan top lane, send nobody bot lane, 3-man mid. Or 4-man bot, actually. It probably should be 4-man bot, I lied. As that is instantly nobody teleporting to bot lane. They want to get a lot of push at this bot lane, draw some pressure so they can push in either mid or top. Damn it, now I'm going to be making that noise because it's very nice to hear. It's annoying, but it's nice. And there it is for blood. And this turret's just gone. There's no chance. Even with 0 Void Grubs, there is no chance that Leviathan can contest this tier 2 siege. It's pretty easy. Hidan is going to keep pushing in the mid lane, keep the pressure on, keep drawing some attention from Leviathan, and now onto the inhib turret. The bot inhib turret's falling really fast. Nice Keeper's Verdict to turn this into an uneven fight already. Hidan coming in with the flank, but he's only going to hit Igna, but doesn't really care. He just needs to start building up some stacks, and that's Grell getting hooked in, but Virus is already so low. The minions are starting to reach the Nexus turrets. Hidan is just going insane in the backlines. Igna going to be able to just survive for the time being, but Hidan is getting burned through Hysteric's Gauge shield, and it's Virus picking up a big shot down there onto the top lane of All Knights, and now it is a bit more of a dire fight, but all the damage is still alive. Locke and nobody still in this fight. Gastrix and Grell able to tank, but they're just going to get this tier 3 and leave. Leviathan gets something, but All Knights still take a piece of it away from them. And now with an inhib exposed and one already down, the pressure is on for Leviathan to cover this base. 2.5 minutes almost. 2:45 until the mid inhib spawns, and that is plenty of time for them to start pushing in. Ejecting someone from the fight. Hidan just uncontested, really, because Igna's able to zone him off for the time being, but because Igna jumps into the fight, it allows Hidan to gain even more space there. The rest of All Knights do have to disengage because nothing's happening, and they think Hidan maybe can create enough pressure for them to engage, but Hidan is getting nuked. He has 4 members focusing him, and I mean, all 4 damage sources. Belveth does damage, but all 4 of them targeting Hidan is more than enough to tear through the Grandmaster Might passive, or the Grandmaster's Might, my goodness. So, not the best situation right now for the All Knights. They did a bit of an overreach, but they still get an inhibitor and 2 turrets. Not bad. Not a bad Baron push at all, but the Elder is up. And Leviathan don't have a choice. They need to fight here. I believe Special Delivery is... Yep, Special Delivery is active right now. Gastrix on a flank angle. Hidan and nobody coming in on the side. Coming in from their own jungle. Nobody's not spotted out just yet. The bomb comes down. Virus forced to flash over the wall, and he's still going to get hit by it, and that's nobody. Jumping into the back lines and deleting 2. Locke going to take Kodapaka there. And now Locke with a double. It's nobody with a double. It's Jowney all alone. And he's gonna fall to Hidan. It is a clean ace. And the Elder for All Knights. And that will be game 1. Extend the winning streak to 4. Why don't ya? And now 1-0 lead already early in this series, and they're making it look easy as ever. The All Knights not even worried about, and they have rolled through their past 3 games now. And they struggled once earlier in the playoffs, and they're not making that same mistake twice. The All Knights roll game 1 pretty damn easily. They make it look like it's not even a problem. Like, Leviathan didn't even contest them for a little bit. That Aatrox did nothing come late game. No one was able to even deal with the Corki, and I'm pretty sure nobody played it otherwise. I'm, like, 90% certain that the All Knights already got the Corki. Yep. Nobody had a phenomenal game 2. 5-1 and 10 on the Corki already. It is... I think that's going to be the key thing. That's going to separate nobody from the past 2. That's what separated nobody from Seiya. He was way more comfortable on the non-Azir champions. I think that's what's going to separate him from Kodapaka, is he's way more confident on these non-Azir champions. Though Kodo's still good at not playing Azir. It's just... he's really been... like, it's kind of been the standout champion for the mid lane. Overall, for mid lane, of course. But I think it's kind of been his standout. Otherwise, he really only has... I mean, he's tied 3 out of his... How many games did they win this split? 3 out of their 11 wins came on the Azir. The other one was 3 wins on the Orianna, and then the rest have 1 win. And, I mean, that's 7 unique champions he's won a game on. 6 of them account for half of his wins. 1 of them is Orianna, and Orianna, I don't believe, made it through the draft. I'm not certain on that one. But with that heavy emphasis on the Azir, it is really, really pressing that Leviathan find something. They need to be able to find a way to get that Orianna, or they need to get rid of, I mean, nobody, but nobody has been playing. And, okay, sorry, distraction. Mun. Nobody has played 3 different champions now. He played the Ahri, he played the Corki, he played the Azir. This is his, or not the Azir, he played the Orianna. So Ahri's going to be contested no matter what. Ahri might not be contested. It's probably not going to be contested until it's really required to come out. And this is kind of the issue with nobody. He is super slippery on this Corki. He is not stationary. He does a bajillion damage. And, I mean, we'll get to Grell. Don't worry, we'll get to him. That menace to society should get MVP. Unless nobody gets it. Nobody had a really good game as well. But I think Grell should get it. And this is actually one of the few really solid plays we saw Leviathan get a clear advantage in, is when they got these catchouts. They had a few of these. They had the top dive. They had this play. This is not one of their catchouts. This is actually All Knight's catching out Leviathan again, and it is a core issue of Leviathan's game. And one thing that All Knights have been playing around for the entire playoffs is just catching. The past 4 games now have been All Knights just asserting their ability to turn engages. Their counter engage has been perfect. I don't know why I try to phrase it like they turning, like, no, just counter engage. There's a word for it already. Their counter engages have been really strong. This isn't even a counter engage. This is them engaging. So it's really hard to fight this team because they have really good engages and they have really good counter engage. That has to be the 10th time they've been engaged on in the past 4 games now, and they've been perfectly capable of immediately turning it around. This is pretty much the only time I think that actually failed miserably, but this is more of a catch out from Leviathan coordinating the damage, the damage, yeah. Coordinating who should be the priority tanker there. That was Ganks, Kodo, and Zhao after Igna had to disengage. But then this is great engage. They funnel Leviathan so perfectly into the top jungle here, or into the bot, into their blue side jungle. And that allows nobody to go forwards. Hadan able to go forwards here pretty easily. Just All Knights did not need to even worry about where they were. Gastrix, nobody, and Hadan, none of them were spotted on that play, and it shows perfectly. And you could see in that damage, they played through their damn carries really well. You could see the Jinx, the Bel'Veth did, when it got to do something, it did a lot of damage, but otherwise, it really didn't do much. Jinx never came online. Aatrox was pretty much just there at that point in the late game. Hadan was able to melt him. Nobody was able to melt him. It was really strong. And the Karma just provided general damage, firing in spells, some poke damage. It really wasn't consistent team fight damage for Kodapako that game, and it's kind of the big symptom that we've been seeing a lot of these teams. We saw 6 Karma struggle with it, and now we're seeing Leviathan struggle with it. I doubt we'll see any other team struggle with it. These other teams in the future, like the other teams that are up ahead, damn strong. But we've seen the past 4 games, it has been All Knights, great counter engage, great engage, great setup, know how to use their pressure points to win fights and create unfair advantages that don't always exist, or find an angle that isn't, is super obvious, but that the other team has to fall into. They pretty much just drag Leviathan exactly where they wanted to, and they executed flawlessly. And most importantly, minimizing the damage value that these other teams have. An 8,000 damage Jinx, 10,000 damage Aatrox is awful. Jinx never really got online, never really got any kills that couldn't get any of the multi-kill madness that Jinx is designed around. Her whole playstyle, her whole loop is designed around this hectic, crazy, get one takedown, get another takedown to chain it, get one more, and then just going wild, especially after the buff to her passive that allows her to stack. Just Jinx is designed around the multi-kill. The buff fixed, or even made that even more apparent. And it really is every Jinx play that you've seen, every Jinx multi-kill, every Jinx pentakill, even, You've seen that be the core reason that team wins, or even fights where Jinx doesn't get a kill, like only gets 1 or 2 kills, but still is an ace. Jinx putting out damage at high attack speed, high move speed, 3 stacks of minigun, firing missiles by juggling the passives perfectly, by juggling the minigun passive really well. That is exactly how Jinx outputs 20,000 damage a game, or more usually. And they really just denied all the power fantasies besides Kodapako, who didn't really have a power fantasy, and they're going to give it to Gastrox. I'm not saying that because Gastrox didn't deserve it. He had really good engages, obviously tanked a lot of damage. It's just because they usually don't give it to supports, man. Supports are really underrepresented in game MVPs, unless you make some crazy plays or you're playing Pike and carry. But usually it's not the case. But this is just, Gastrox was such a menace. This was the final fight where finds the Belveth and, I mean, just is the reason that nobody's able to go forwards. Hidan's already forwards, but is the reason that nobody is able to get in there because he's drawing pressure from 3 members. Hidan has the Aatrox locked down. Gastrox has 3 members locked down, and they're trying to, they're trying to contest the Baron or the Elder still. And when that pressure drawn, nobody's able to fly in, focus out the Jinx, and eventually focus out Kodapako, and it's just over. So, I mean, that was an easy game 1, really, if I had to say so. I would call that an easy game 1, and it is a nice 1-0 lead for the All Knights, looking to make it 5 in a row in game 2, and then a clean 6 in a row. But Leviathan, we've seen this team play really well as a unit, and we're going to need to see more of it if they want to have a chance at extending their playoff, to have any chances at extending their playoffs. They have 3 games to turn. They have 2 more games to turn it around, and they're going to need all the work they can get. Jeez, I have to readjust this again. This is annoying. You know that? This specific thing I use is annoying. Anyways, will Leviathan pull it back and even out the series? I mean, even just get a game win as a losing side for the first time? Or will the All Knights continue the win streak and continue the trend of the team who wins game 1 wins everything? See you after the break for game 2. All right, welcome back welcome back for game number 2. Leviathan didn't really even show much after the first few minutes of the game. And All Knights rolled to a pretty easy game 1 victory, and now 2 wins away from a date with Isurus in a week's time exactly. And obviously, Leviathan don't want that to happen. They don't want their spring split to come to an end after a major, technically anything. Technically anything would be a massive improvement over a 0 series win season. So, they want to have a better. They want to continue their best season of 2. But they gotta show something new here if they want to keep this one going, because the All Knights do not show any signs of slowing down, and Leviathan going to opt to the blue, or Leviathan going to opt to the red side here, looking to get that counter pick. I feel like the first pick Karma just hasn't worked out recently. Unless, I could check. I don't think anyone who's been first picking the Karma has really gotten anywhere this playoffs. Blue pick 1. No. Karma's been banned every other game, though. There's been 2 games of Karma being first picked, and it's both been losses. Otherwise, Karma is just gone, and it's going to be the Varus for Locke here. Locke, oh, baby, we're going to talk about freaking Locke. I'm enjoying this. 2-1-12 on the Varus yesterday. Didn't even need to do anything to win yesterday, but did it anyways. And you can see that 25-28, 50. No, that's 6. No, 53. Yeah. 53 games, and Kodabago going to his second most efficient champion this season. I believe he's 3-4 on the Orianna. This split. Going back to the Kodabago, I do like this guy. 3-4 on the Orianna, his best champion by far. It is like 7, some percentage. And that's going to be Igna on the Rakan again, and Igna going back to his, I believe, his best champion. He might have won with a better win rate, but I'm pretty sure 3-1. 75% win rate, tied with Ashe for most in multiple games. So all the stops being pulled out here, and that's going to be Nautilus Varus just instantly locked in. It's a really good bot lane pairing. Obviously, Nautilus, one of the most popular champions in general at the moment, not even just on this in this region. Nautilus is really popular at the moment. Where is he? I don't know where he is. I'll find him. There he is. And that's just, okay, nobody going back to the Ahri. We seem to be on their rotation of mid laners now. We found them. And just to remind you of the other one, 3-2-10 on the Ahri. Grell got the Xin Zhao, and it was lights out for 6 Karma in game 1. It was so strong. Nobody has been playing so well with Grell right now, and it is those two paired together is a core reason that All Knights have had as much play, as good of a playoffs run so far as they've had. And obviously expect that to continue going forward, because that is their number 1 synergy, their number 1 win con at the moment. And the Zyra Khan locked in there, and they're scared of Hadan. They're terrified of Hadan's jacks. Fair enough. The Zyra Khan going to be non-awful. And, a good bot lane pairing. I don't know how I feel about it into Nautilus. I expect them to perform better because, again, they are very confident on this. Instantly taking the Orianna Vi combo away. Vi just very good, pairs with a lot of mid laners. It would have been nice to snag that for themselves, but Vi sadly also is a high priority in Jet. My goodness. Just extremely high priority in general. So we're not going to see it, sadly. Oops, you didn't see anything. And Poppy going to be taken away from Grell, so that means the Xin Zhao is open. No, plays really well into Nautilus. CS Diff, who cares about CS Diff? Especially because a lot of those are farming Nautilus games. This is not farming Nautilus. So unless All Knights ban it away, Xin Zhao is on the table. They still also want to get rid of Vitali. They're going to ban away the Xin Zhao. Ganks also a Xin Zhao player. I should clarify that Ganks also does play a. I mean, I don't think it's a decent amount they've played. I mean, 3-1. Yeah, no, never mind. Decent amount of games played. I thought it was slightly less than it was, but 3-1 on Xin Zhao is pretty good. So they can't afford to give it over. Instead, going over to the Nocturne. Oh, buddy. 0-2 for Ganks this season, hoping to make that a 1-2 on the season. Instead, I believe Nocturne hasn't been picked either this playoffs. Caballeros. We're talking about Cowboys? Caballero. 2 bans for Nocturne. No packs, yeah. Wait, Cowboys. Ah, a gentleman. As it's going to be the Renekton, blinded in the top lane as is expected, and Grelbeth is here. Okay. Grelbeth is here. I'm intrigued, confused. These are the only junglers who have played Bel'Veth this split. I need to put it out there again. Grell is a connoisseur of the Bel'Veth. I mean, this champion, 14 games, 6-8. Ganks is one of the only people. Ahusha? What? Who the hell does he play for? Plays for Beyond? He's been playing for Beyond for a while. I don't know why I'm surprised. Anyways, Cassante going to round out the draft. Piss. That's what I wanted to do. Cassante going to round out the draft. Yeah, it's Cassante. Cassante, we saw this. We saw this yesterday. All Knights, we were on the winning side, but the Cassante was the winning side. The Cassante was on the winning side. So, I mean, it's Cassante. He's pretty damn good. Zhao has been the champion, but it's okay. Happens to the best of us. 2-2, give and take, or middle of the road so far for the season. But anything can happen. It's the playoffs, baby. It's the most exciting time of the season. Or of the split, because there's more exciting playoffs in the future. And Leviathan, or I should have said All Knights, 1 win away from a potential second series win and 3 straight games to close out this series. So in a very advantageous position for the All Knights. Leviathan, the pressure is starting to get put on because, oops, you are lose this game and every game is for your split to continue your run in the playoffs, and that is a lot of freaking pressure to put on a team as we are on to the for game number 2, and some wrenches thrown into the cogs in the draft here. Nobody's still getting a very comfortable pick, though, is the issue that I have. And Hidan and Johnny did a little bit of trading, to the surprise of absolutely piss no one. Hidan wins that. Ooh, Ganks gets the early Q. It does nothing, but it looks cool. A little bit of a damage trade, actually, is not the worst, as Johnny is spotted out on the ward. They're going to... That connected. Wow, that looks weird. They know where Ganks is going to be pathing if he ever goes for Raptor. I mean, that's a really weird position. He would need to walk out into the river to be spotted there, but I think they do know that he's going to start Raptors here. Actually, we've seen this from Grell both games of Bel'Veth he's played, stealing away the Raptors. And that is going to be a vertical jungle if I've ever seen one. This is now officially a vertical jungle game. No other way to put it. It's a vert jungle game. I don't make the rules. I just enforce them. Welcome to the vertical jungle. It's very interesting as Grell just tearing through the Raptors camp faster than Ganks can tear through the Wolves. And now a very good position for Grell to be in, actually going to be able to get these Krongs really quickly as well. Bel'Veth just has some really good clear, and nobody shredding Kodapako right now. Got the level 2 early, had the Foxfires available. Ganks not spotted out. That's the enemy team's wards. And not going to go for the Krugs, actually. Could have went for them. It is a really fast camp, and ooh, Grell gets double reds. Ganks just doesn't have the time, doesn't have the mid pressure to steal away that red buff in time and Gank spawned it out on his blue side, so Grell knows that he is safe to just do whatever he pleases in his bot jungle right now. Pretty much knows the Raptors are already gone, so is in a great position. And finally, we're going to be able to look at the split, the lanes, because we haven't even gotten to split the lanes yet because of how aggressive this jungle pathing was. As, ooh, a nice play from Xiaoni. Does he finish it off? A great path maker. And Xiaoni picks up first blood, diffing Hidan right there. That is pure raw skill on the Cassante. No questions. I joke about how annoying Cassante is and kind of how he's a boring champion to watch, but that is the ultimate play. We saw that similar strategy come out yesterday against Hidan with the that rooted nice with the Gragas into the Renekton. It was a potential play. Good juggle right there. Hidan tries, he baits Hidan in to use that slice, flash out. Ghost already used, doesn't even have the chance to use dice. Ghost for flash there, and that is a great play. As Gastrix jumping onto Virus. Now the Ignite's out on both, but Igna's going to continue to be the stopgap there, but he's hit by the hook. Doesn't get the heal off in time, but Gastrix is going to fall, and now it's Locke versus Virus in the ADC battle, but it's going to be Locke who's going to get the flash out of Virus there, and now Leviathan still getting some advantages, but now the answer is here. Kodapako going to rotate up to help his jungler. That is a lot of Grell's health, and he is just going to have to completely disengage from this play. Ganks will get his respawned Raptors. And you can see that bot scuttle's still up, actually. Oof, arrow connects. That's a lot of freaking damage. Not happening. Ooh, auto cancel, not gonna matter. Xiaoni gets fully shredded by Hidan here, and is a level down. That's not gonna matter. So how does this? I mean, we saw the whole bot play. Just jumping onto just ignoring Igna there is a great play from Gastrix. Just jumping in with the auto. The hook is still on, which forces Igna to tank this. And because he can't move and Virus doesn't want to position right in front of Locke and has to position behind the minions to prevent Gastrix from any potential re-engage, doesn't get the heal off in time. Again, if Virus paths slightly differently there, slightly closer to Igna, we could be seeing a completely different position in that bot fight. Instead of it being a potential 1-for-0 or 2-for-0, that is a 1-for-1, and that's just gonna have to be the way it is. Because you can't, I mean, yeah, no, I think Virus and Igna both played that properly. Igna went for the heal, but wasn't able to jump onto Virus, and Virus could not afford to misstep at all in that fight. If Locke gets a double there, the game is so much closer. It is just the wave, or not the wave. Locke gets a double there, the lane is in just such an unplayable state. It is not possible to contest it as Kodo lands against Charmed Up. Flash E is huge, and Grell's gonna pick up a kill here on Kodapako, and All Mights continue to get aggressive in this game. I mean, Hidan wanted to get aggressive in top lane, did not end up working out. Dear God, did it not end up working out, but got aggressive. And this is a great E flash there. If you're wondering why it's E flash, E puts you in the wind-up flash, and then you're in hit range already. And so, pretty much just removes any ability to flash away from it unless you know it's coming. And by that point, Kodo assumed he was probably dead already, so just let it happen. Tough break there, especially on Ahri. Again, Ahri item dependent. And now Ganks on this Dragon. Kodo has a lot of damage available right now, has some magic resist as well. The hook lands onto Igna. That's going to be the Dragon finish. And now Gastrix is being locked down by the fear. He is being chased. He does not have a flash out to safety, and Virus will pick up his second kill of the game, and Leviathan just got a dragon and put a man to... I mean, Gastrix is thought he can possibly position more aggressively, but just can't afford to, and now Locke, in a really tough position, has the flash available if he wants to use it, or if he needs to use it. But there's the flash W engage. Locke able to just flash away from the third feather just in the nick of time. Igna, half of his remaining health is gone already. But he's trying to grab the healing, won't be able to get it. Igna is charging up the piercing arrow. Grell smites away the big bird. And now Gank's in a bad position in his own jungle. He's run into the Bel'Veth once again. Has the spell shield available. Will dodge away, but is still forced to flash out. And now nobody is being chased towards Grell here. But Hadan is in a very strong position right now. Hadan trying to find Grell here. Otapaco has no chance to flash away. Will be ganks going down. The shockwave already burned earlier. I said Grell. That was not Grell. Grell in a very strong position, actually, jumping over the wall there to land some CC onto Kotapaco. And that is an absolutely huge play again for the All Knights. There have been great plays here from Leviathan, but All Knights are just answering back so well. And that is... Oh, you don't get... Okay. No Banquet Stacks until you get ulti. Cool. And what happens to Ganks here? He has no flash. He really needs to be careful. Has pretty much no spell shield. No chance of surviving this. Yeah, just no chance. He gets a little bit of healing from his passive, but that is all he's getting out of it. So... not going to matter. 3 grubs over to the All Knights, and the second set will be pretty in their favor. Ulti available for both ADCs. I mean, most ultis on the map now. We are pretty much just waiting for supports, and I can't wait to see what these two do with their ultimates, because these are 2 heavy engage champions on 2 players who absolutely love to go in. Like, I mean, there's a reason Igna's best champion is Rakan and his most played is Rel. He loves being that aggressive engage, getting in the enemy's face, and eating a ton of damage while he's at it. Gastrix has pretty much exclusively played Rel this playoffs. But it's been Rel and... yeah, it's been exclusively engaged. He actually hasn't played Rel until today. Wow. And now the darkness coming down. They're jumping onto Locke. There's the CC chain. Does the damage come through? Yes, Virus will pick up that kill. Forced to use his ulti, but he gets a great root. Double kill now. And now Grell has to run away. A nice charm to buy some time for the Velvet to run away, but it's not going to be enough. And it's going to be a 3-0 with Kodo picking up his first kill of the game. And now a 4-0. Zaya is the result of this problem. That flash... that E flash from Virus is so damn good. Oh, man. Had a flash away from the turret already. Had a flash away in case Gastrix wanted to engage, and he makes sure it counts. Holy moly. This is a great angle. They don't know that Ganks is down here. They just spotted out Kotapaco. By the time they get there, it's already too late. There's no chance to flash away. Locke doesn't even have it. Here's the ulti, and a great flash E from Virus right there. And then Ganks is just jumping onto Grell after getting that aggressive position from Locke and running out from Turret. And now Leviathan almost, I mean, just a shade under 2,000 ahead. Hadan going to proxy Zhani, but Zhani's just going to teleport back to lane. So he doesn't really care. And the invade does go through for the All Knights still, so very aggressive positioning nonetheless. Actually, yeah, no, there should be a second set of grubs. 14 for Rift Herald, or is it 12 for Rift Herald? Because if it's 12 for Rift Herald, there's going to be a very short set of grubs here. As the Leviathan positioning for mid right now, but nobody not going to push up with the wave. No one spotted out, but not really worth it. He's backing. He has item, I'm assuming. Unless Kodo can cancel it, there's not really a chance of anything happening. They do know something is up now in their jungle because Kodo has positioned so aggressively. But that's about it. Teleport coming out from nobody. And it's just going to be the Codex and Virus on vision, so they know that there's something. He got hit by a piercing arrow, a skill shot over a wall on a specific point that you usually wouldn't fire it at, so he knows he's on vision. 4-0 on the side. This could be absolutely huge. And now Leviathan going for the dragons. The team, I mean, it's 5-0 at the moment. The team who gets the first Drake got Soul last game. Will it be the same case here? The teleport coming in now. And is Zhani going to match it? They are jumping straight onto Locke, and Locke has gone down. Ganks will pick up the kill here. Virus in a terrible position right now. And he can't recall those feathers. It's going to be a huge shutdown for Bell. That's 2 for Grell, 3 for Grell. Zhani's going to pick up 1 here, but All Knights again punish the engage from Leviathan, and that is absolutely massive. They get a huge stop on the dragon. They aren't going to be able to go for it themselves. Zhani is down here. They don't have a jungle, or they do have a jungle. Yeah, Grell gave his life for the cause. But this is such a good position to be in if you are the All Knights. You just swung the gold lead back to completely even, and it starts so well. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. But they don't send anybody to save Virus right there, and that's huge because that's all their damage. Xiaoni does get back 1. They get a 3 for 2, but it is such a and Leviathan's still going to get the dragon here in exchange for this final set of Void Grips. There's a minute to take him. I think he gets them. But that is so important that Grell gets 3 kills right there, including the shutdown onto Virus. That was 400 extra gold in his pocket. What was that? If I had to do the math really quick, if I had to do back of the napkin math. 1,300? Almost a full component? You could buy almost any component in the game with that. Actually, I think you could buy every component in the game with that. You could buy full boots with that. And now Xiaoni zoned off the wave. Boom shakalaka, you are punish. That is your punishment for being Cassante and not having jungle prio. You are zoned off wave. Hadan going to get a 4th plating here. Grell taking more damage from the camp at this point. And this is kind of what happens with the split map here. Ganks in an aggressive position in the mid lane right now in the bot jungle, stealing away these raptors, and Grell in such control of this top lane because of the Cassante being Cassante. I mean, it just really does allow Ganks to play aggressively around the bot lane, and in exchange, Grell just gets free top lane pressure. But here, I mean, you didn't really see. You saw on the mini-map they were fighting, and Bel'Veth is getting all the Void Camps again. That is, I believe, that is what? This is going to make it 14-0 in exchange in favor of the Bel'Veth. Pretty much, if you're playing Bel'Veth, you get all the Void Camps. All the Void objectives go to you. Except for the Baron. So it's 14-1, sorry. The Baron did not go over to Leviathan last game. I could give you a hint. Oh, the Charm lands on Dakota Bongo, but Igna going to be right there to shield it on with the Guardian. And oh my goodness, Xiaoni with the footwork. Everyone is helping out this Orianna right there. That could have been that could have been very dangerous had that gone slightly differently. But Virus is going to be able to scoop up this turret after the nothing happens in mid lane. And nobody's going to be here to answer it. But with Ganks threatening and Igna rotating down, there's no chance of them jumping onto Virus. Instead, Virus is going to finish off this wave here and take his back. I believe nobody is going to take it back as well, unless he wants to stick, which he can do. The items are going to be really, really important here because Ahri, Varus, Renekton. Oh, that's a good amount of damage. Ahri, Varus, Renekton, and Nocturne, all very item-dependent champions. Did I put Xayah in there? I probably did. Obviously, Xayah, Varus, they are attack speed. They are on hit this game. They need all the attack speed, all the damage they can get, and armor piercing. Ahri doesn't really kill people until she has an item advantage. Nocturne needs his ultimate, really, and a lot of damage to execute people, and Renekton is Renekton. That explains everything you need to know, because it's Renekton. He really is item dependent. Like, if you are in a really weird, or I guess technically matchup dependent in this case, he plays really well into Cassante, except for that one fight, because he could just get wave pressure. Pretty much. Just as long as you have wave pressure, you are beating Cassante senseless in lane. This stuff is actually good. If they want to release a caffeine-free version of Cosmic Vibe Celsius, I would drink it often. It's like fruit roll-ups in your mouth, man. That's the only way I can explain it, is that it's basically just fruit roll-ups in drink form. I believe there's 0 sugar in it. I hope so. If not, I'm dead. Alright. Where was I? Oh, yes. Drake fight in a minute 30, so everyone positioning kind of aggressively to start trying to get some river control, get some vision control. Everyone's going to start taking their final recalls here before just grabbing these camps. Xiaoni helping out his jungler a little bit with that clear, just throwing a Pathmaker Q onto the entire wave. Kodo and nobody have teleport, so they're just going to be hanging out. Actually, wait, no, it's a Drake fight. I lied. They're going to be hanging out mid. Top laners both have teleport. They're going to be hanging out top lane. I don't know why I said they're hanging out mid. They're hanging out bot lane to start pushing these waves out. Oh, a charm comes through on Dakota Baco. They're going to be about even in the health trade. Definitely not the optimal strategy. I was going to say, is Hadan just going... He might just go for the teleport cancel in a moment. If he wants to. As this is the Herald getting dropped. Grellbeth. Boom! not going to kill off the turret, but definitely getting the wave in their favor now as Ignis forced to use the grand entrance as the grand exit. I've made this joke yesterday. I can't do it again. Please help. I'm running out of jokes. It's not surprising, but I'm running out of jokes. As they're just going to jump straight onto Grell, and that's one already, a huge shutdown, 600 gold over 2 ganks there, and now the control is fully in Leviathan's favor. I mean, control of this river, there's no smite. There's no smite on their side. Gastrix forced to flash away, and the Chanic Corruption not going to connect. Igna and Vyra's able to dance away to safety for now, but Hidan is here. Here comes nobody, trying to jump onto ganks, but does he have anything? The flash away from the charm is huge, and that's going to be a shutdown to Igna Bilu. And Leviathan are gonna finally take a clean fight against the All-Night Seers. They are on soul point, and my goodness, if it's 2 games in a row, first dragon is the soul, that would be amazing. But, oh, baby, they use their vision control in this bot lane phenomenally. They use it so perfectly to get the paranoia to jump onto Grell, who doesn't know it's coming. They don't know there's vision here. They don't know there's vision in this bush. Grell was hiding out, waiting to see if anything was going to happen. And then, boom. Shockwave, quickness, paranoia on the head. And there is no running away from that. And then well, no, not a key summoner, a key summoner and a key ultimate burn to Chanic Corruption out from Locke, flash out of Gastrix, and there's no engage. But now Kodapako has been found, but Igna is going to be able to save his mid laner for the time being. There's the paranoia coming down. Ganks doesn't have a dash. Virus is being chased down right now. They need to get the ADC warfare. Oh my goodness, Virus, it's just deleted Locke. Hidan is being chased down. He has no way to jump onto him, and it's going to be Kodapako meanwhile picking up a kill in the top lane. It's going to be a double kill now for Virus as Grell has been chased all the way down into the river. It's going to be Hidan trading it back onto Igna, but an ace for Leviathan, and they are playing this so damn well in the mid game. And it is exactly what you wanted to see. The clap back from Leviathan here is huge. And now this mid-tier one's falling. No Baron just yet. There's not really a timer for it. They think they get it. Great Shockwave there to delay Grell's engage and any of Grell's damage. Good charm to try and get Kodapako, but he has the Seraph shield at this point, so it's not going to work. And then the Paranoia just shuts the lights off. They can't chase. Hidan and Locke can't chase as easily because of that. And my god, that was what, 6 feathers hitting? That was a 6-feather root? Had to be. Grell gets chased all the way down into the river, and then Igna's just going to face check. He's not worth a ton of gold. He's worth the base amount of gold, so there's no reason not to sacrifice him instead of Zhaoni, Virus, or Ganks, who all are worth a lot of gold. And now, 6-1-3 on the Xayah. I don't think this is the first of the playoffs. No. Xayah looking to go 2-0 in the playoffs. Locke is... I mean, All Knights in general are just looking at their first loss right now. 5,000 damage. Round up. I can round up. Almost 5,000 damage on this Xayah, and Hidan might be caught out. There's the Paranoia coming in. There's the Shockwave, the block on the charm, the Airborne, and Ganks is on a rampage, but now he's going down. It's going to be a shutdown over to Grell, but Grell's been all outed, and now it's going to be Virus going on a killing spree again. It's going to be a double kill for Virus FX. And again, this Xayah comes in clutch. The Orianna Nocturne engage is massive. Kodo's going to be bodyguarding for the time being, and it is Leviathan taking the Baron. They have so much DPS now with this Xayah. 2 items already secured. Is probably the richest player in the game at this point. 8-1-4, my goodness. Easily the richest player on the Rift. It will be in exchange for a Scuttle Crab. That's about it. Is that everyone wearing purple? Did they delay it long enough? I actually don't know. We just need to see if Ganks has it. They're not even able to trade the bot turret for this. I just need to know if Ganks has it. They will eventually. Okay, they will. They do have 6 Void Grubs. They do eventually get that turret. It took a little bit. Now Hidan and Gastrix and Grell and Locke and nobody... they were just camping out in the bot lane just in case, in that bot jungle, just in case someone was coming down to answer, but no. something, I guess, in them, tip them off, just go mid. Just go mid, invade their jungle, take all their things, and now Leviathan have full entry into this mid lane, and Ganks did get the Baron buff. And Kodo, in the meantime, while simultaneously taking this top tier one, I mean, that's not really the biggest of values, but it is some value. And this tier 1 is, or tier 3 is going to be really close to falling. Virus has a lot of DPS, and the Baron buff and the Baron minions add a lot to that. And this tier 2 is falling. There's no contest coming in from the All Knights on this tier 2. They need to focus on covering their base right now. I guess I could say covering their bases and be literal about it, but that's not funny enough. But seriously, they have to focus on covering the base, because if they give up this inhibitor, this game is almost certainly in the bag, like in the books. As they will split. Leviathan, Hidan going to jump or get jumped on by Igna, and now Grell getting jumped on by Ganks. The paranoia comes down, and that's just going to be gone. The charm connecting onto Zhao. Zhao in a bad spot right now, but now Leviathan have formed a wall. Hidan's going to teleport behind, though. Do they know what's happening? They know that Hidan has teleported somewhere. But Grell is already half health. The hook going to connect onto Kodapako. Zhao is trying to go all out, and he will. There's the quickness. There's the shockwave. It's 1 for Virus as he goes unstoppable. 1 for Ganks. 2 for Virus. He's going to get shut down by Locke, but it's not going to matter. Locke picks up a double kill, but it's a triple for Ganks. It's the ace for Leviathan, and they are going to get this Dragon Soul. No damn doubts about it. Holy cow. Leviathan. I mean, that's a really expensive double kill, though. I will say that. That is a goddamn expensive double kill, but they will get the mid inhibitor turret. They might even get the mid inhib down. They will definitely get this Drake Soul. No, they're not going to. It's instead just going to be Zhao teleporting, or not teleporting, using the portal to get away. And now 5,500 gold ahead. They do lose a very valuable target here. I mean, Igna's nice to have, but it's a very valuable, a nice hook onto Kodo. Hidan just going to jump onto Virus, but Zhao's already going all out. Great shockwave right there. Look at that. And then Ganks going forwards. Virus is already freaking dead. Well, Virus is dead there. Again, Locke getting a really valuable kill right there. A very valuable shutdown. It's not... Still has one, by the way. It's not the 400 gold shutdown. It is the 200 gold shutdown that Virus had. Instead, Igna jumping over the wall, just getting some positioning advantage or some insight onto Gastrix, and now Virus is a lot damn stronger. Hextech Soul on Xayah is terrifying, has the attack speed. I believe it's attack speed and ability haste. And Chain Lightning now. They have a static shiv on almost every champion. On exactly every champion. Gang's going to block. Ooh, good block there, but... Rise of Focus going down, and that's just going to be jumped on in mid. Locke is locked down, and that is Zhao going on a killing spree. The charm going to connect onto Ignabilu. They need to get something out of this to make it even. A nice 2-man grand entrance. There's a 3-man juggle, and the all-out onto Grell is going to be the nail in the coffin for Grell. And now Virus ulting, Hidan trying to go forwards using that dominance, but it's not going to matter. It's going to be 1 in exchange. Virus has fallen, but Gastrix will fall in response. Portal combat, though, goes in favor of Gastrix, but Ganks is rampaging, and Ganks and Co are ending the game. They have had enough. Leviathan will give us our first even series of the playoffs, and this one is going to at least 4 games. Will they find the ace onto nobody at least? No, they won't find the ace. Locke is on the rift, and they need to be careful, but it's not going to matter. They pick up 1 more kill, and they pick up the Nexus. And we got ourselves a series. And 1 away to clap back if you are Leviathan, because it didn't even look competitive in game 1, and now you are in the driver's seat, going to the red side, banning away that Corki, putting nobody onto a champion that he's slightly less comfortable on, because yes, while nobody did play a not Azir champion, the core issue is that not Azir champion is the other meta champion, so getting rid of it is super important, and they gave you the Orianna in exchange for it. And Nocturne Orianna is so damn strong. Nocturne now undefeated in the playoffs. Kodapako 500 on the season on the Orianna, now 4-4, and now it is his most successful champion of the season. First Nocturne win for Ganks this splint. I don't know how he did in the minor regions, I believe. No, it's Jowney who's coming back to the LLA. The rest are pretty much, rookies. Pretty much, they just are rookies. Not even pretty much. But Locke going to pick up his first loss. I mean, the All Knights also just going to pick up their first loss in the playoffs, and it is... I mean, that was a team effort through and through. But it's going to be Virus, definitely MVP. Doing so much on that Xayah, but Ganks and Igno and Kodapako working so well as a three-man engage machine. Paranoia, Shockwave, Quickness, Grand Entrance. Boom, boom, boom. It's over for any target that they find. They just played so damn well, eventually throwing Jowney into the mix once Jowney was really able to get involved in this game. It is just so hard to explain how well they layered there, and it's not really hard to explain it. I'm just dumb. That definitely was not a good noise to hear, but just hearing, man, now I'm all thrown off. But the layered engages from Leviathan were absolutely huge. This is a massive re-engage right here. Gastric, Grell can't get over that wall. He doesn't have Flash. He doesn't have Evolved Form until level 6. He can't jump that wall. So Gastrix just threw his life away. And this is kind of the play that started the downfall of... I mean, just was the downfall of All Knights and would be the start, just the game plan for Leviathan. Boom. Quickness, Paranoia. Nobody just couldn't really find any executions this game either. All of his charms were just answered to. And this is actually a fight that went very negative. This was the start. This could have been the catalyst for a really strong All Knights comeback. Grell triple kill here. Absolutely massive. Jowney gets the kill instead. Gets a big shutdown. This is actually another angle that could have worked out had it not been for Igna tanking that hook right there and instantly quicknessing to give a lot of space over to Kodapako, and Virus doing this 8 feathers. I said it was 6. It was 8. It was a lot. It was 8 freaking feathers, dude. I mean, Virus. 8 feathers, you're dead. There's no chance. That's a 2. That's a 2-item Xayah maxes. You're not surviving. That's the moral of the story. This engage really started off well, kind of went bad. Ganks got instantly smacked across the head, but Virus is just freaking unstoppable at this point and is shredding people to pieces at this phase of the game. And this was the Baron angle. They had really good timers. And then Hidan, thinking he had the play. Leviathan knew they had something here, though, and they were fully confident in their ability to counter this. Jowney dragging Grell out, doesn't let him get any resets, and then just a nice kill there. Ganks is just killing on Gastrix. Again, they do give over a shutdown, but it's not enough, and you can see that damage. The 3 damage carries. It's really, really simple, actually, for Leviathan. They played their game exact. You know what they want. That's kind of the issue, I guess, with this engage. You know what they want to do. You have no counters to it besides buy a spell shield. That is it. You can't stop Paranoia Dash. Paranoia Recast, you can't stop. The Orianna Orb, as long as Nocturne doesn't leave range, you can't do anything about that. And Rakan, you can't see. You're not blindly hooking the Rakan out of Paranoia. No chance you're getting a blind hook that isn't intentionally tanked by the Rakan there. And that's just perfect. I mean, Virus was holding his own 2v1ing in that fight, in one of the fights. So he was really, really fed at that point, and it was super difficult to jump onto him, to lock him down. Hidan just couldn't get onto him. Locke, unless he hit Chain of Corruption, wasn't getting onto him. And then even if you did get onto him, he still had Flash, he still had ulti, he still has Ghost to run away. It is super... I mean, Xayah is another one of those champions. It's kind of the same thing that we saw last game with nobody. They're on a super slippery champion with all their mobility options available to escape, and you're not getting them at that point. You're simply not catching. You're not catching the carry when they have all their resources available. You forced out nothing from them, and it's just not possible. Ari could have been super hard to lock down this game. Yes, Renekton could have, but it really didn't get to a point where it was, this is it. We're going to get this Ari engaged. We're going to find everyone and allow our Nautilus to engage, allow Renekton to go forwards and get our Varus doing some work, but that never happened. Never a single point where it really felt like they were back. Besides the triple kill for the Drake. For second Drake, they got the triple kill onto Bel'Veth. That could have been huge. Grell has been playing impressively well. Which isn't me saying he's a bad player. I'm saying that the form we saw from the All Knights and Grell before playoffs and during playoffs, two different beasts right now. They've been playing so much better than we've seen them play all split. Yes, they're beating teams they've already beaten, but they're still playing really well. But now Leviathan are going to be playing really well. They're no slouches, and they're showing that they are fully capable of punching back, and that is a recipe for a good series, but not a recipe for a really strong showing from either side. Both sides have pretty much just blown out the other after a certain point. And while a lot of people were saying the All Knights should take this 3-0, 3-1, I do think that is the one thing I think Leviathan has. They don't have the big names. They don't have Hidan, Grell, Gastrux, Trigo. They don't need the big names. They've been playing really well as a single unit for most of the split. They have 3 different ways they have carried in 4 different roles and have probably one of the, I would say, one of the best supports in the region right now. Yes, I'm giving Igna a lot of credit, but I do think Igna is genuinely just a super solid player. And I mean, he has a couple games. Again, he had a couple games before this with Rainbow Seven, but all of these guys are pretty much rookies. All of these guys, except for Zhao, are coming in. This is their first time up in the big leagues full time. This is all their first starting gigs, pretty much. Except, okay, actually, that is a lie. I forgot. Actually, no, this is before 6 Karma were in LLA, but I will do some more research in a minute, as it is, to the surprise of nobody, Virus FX, who will get MVP. I mean, it's not shocking in the slightest that this guy got MVP. Also, yes, that was before 6 Karma and the Kings were in LLA. This is back when they were in LRN. So yeah, this is his first full-time ride. But this is just, I mean, they're showing the end game here. I don't even think this is the most impressive plays from Virus in this game. It's just the end of the game, so he was really able to do whatever he wanted. I think either bot dive or one of the I mean, it was either bot dive or fight around the Baron pit, I think was way more impressive than anything else that's happened in this game for Virus specifically. But I do also think this is just kind of a Leviathan team highlight because they play really well as a unit. They are a very good unit team. Yes, they have really good solo potential, and I do think they are a team that is the sum of their parts, some greater than the parts. And that has kind of been their mentality, their philosophy for most of the season. And it's not surprising to see why, because they have been playing so damn well as a unit with pretty much rotating carries. So, Leviathan tie this series up, and we finally have a game 4 secured. So, which team will be moving to match point in the next game? I will see you after the break for game number 3. And we are back for game number 3. And I have to answer some messages because I've been getting pinged a ton. Give me 2 seconds. Sorry, I do need to answer this. I really am free for the season. Where was I going? Sorry, Pokemon stuff. Skip all of that. Cool. I don't have time to read any of this because game 3. God, I'm dying apparently. Oh, so the music is definitely still on. That's the wrong page. That's why. You ever realize that you're dumb and stupid a bit? Anyways, game 3 winner moves to match point. That is a Rumble no ban, and that is going to be a first pick for Hadan here, which should result in a matchup or a match from. I'm lost for words. Why am I so lost for words? It should be a match from Leviathan pretty early. Xiaoni already knows who he's facing. Oh wait, but with the Oriana and ooh, this is not a great look already for the All Knights. Virus gets the first game of Callista of the playoffs. That is brutal. That is so brutal. Ooh, no. And Talia going to be picked up here for Kotapaco, another champion he's played quite a bit of. I think, yeah, 0-2 on it, a little bit of it. I was right when I said a bit. Exactly right. Let's go to Virus on Callista because it's 3-1. Callista overall has a 63% win rate in 17-10, as you just saw right there. And there's going to be a Tristana mid answer for nobody into Kotapaco's Talia. It still technically could pivot this to the jungle, but I just don't think Talia jungle works out a ton in a way, or works out really in a way teams want it to, and that is going to be a flexible rel. They can go jungle, they can go support. They are setting themselves up for a really good second rotation here, but the ADC pool is going to be chopped thin. Callista's already gone, Ashe banned away, Senna banned away, Smolder banned away. If they get rid of Varus and Xayah, this could be completely impossible to find an ADC that's going to fit. You're going to have to really dig deep here for an ADC. You're going to have to go for something like the Lucian. You're going to have to go for possibly the Tristana ADC even, and that isn't the best scenario. And Udyr, the champion that does nothing locked in. Xiaoni hasn't really had a good track record with this one either. It's just, 1-2. I don't like the Udyr. It loses way too often for it to really be justifiable, if you ask me, and that's going to immediately be the Varus band away. Locke having a good, didn't really have anything to do last game, but still having, is still good at it and had a decent enough game. The team really wasn't able to get anything for it, and that's going to be Vi band away. Talia Vi, another shot. Oh my god. Ori Vi, Talia Vi, Nico Vi, so many random things. And Kaisa going to be taken away, so this is going to actually be the Lucian or the Xayah for All Knights here. I can't really see another ADC. What other ADC would they go for? There's been no... Caitlyn, there's been a couple of those, but those are very specific lane settings. Yeah, those are very specific, played by a singular player. It was Say all 3 times. Are they going to go for Hui? Possibly. They don't really need more AP, though. Jin could be an option, but we'll have to see what they do afterwards, because Nocturne taken away, and they're going to just get the best support pairing that you could possibly get. Oh, they're going to skip over. They're going to say, give us the Xin Zhao. We don't need your Renata R4. We're going to get it R5 anyways. And Xin, Talia, so damn strong. These junglers both wanting this Xin Zhao pretty much. Both are really solid on it. I believe both have... I know both have winning records on it. I don't know what... Grell undefeated in the playoffs on it still. But it's going to be Ganks getting his hands on it, and they're going to go for the Zeri here. And this means it's Zeri Rel, or it's like Zeri Lulu, or Milio, because there's very few champions that really pair well with Zeri because you want on-hit supports, or you just want full tank. A full engage that allows peel and space to be made for the Zeri to do stuff, and it is going to be an on-hit support. This is going to be the Rel jungle. Oh, it's actually not going to be. They're going to go for the Sejuani here, and instead send this Rel in support, and Ignis still going to get his Renata. They knew that they weren't going to give Renata over to a Zeri. It's not really useful. It's not as useful, though. Would it have been worth just to deny it? But also the better idea is just to try and make it as ineffective as possible, so fair enough. I think it's a good enough... It's a damned if you do, damned if you don't scenario either way, sadly. Either you take Renata and have an laning pairing, or you give the Renata and try to counter it and see how it goes. And honestly, I think they did go with the better option here. I don't think Renata brings a ton to their team comp besides possibly setting up an equalizer, but they also have Rel for that already. So why do they need to set up for an equalizer when they have Rel, who's going to be playing them, who could have been playing the map instead? And instead actually just takes Sejuani, who actually will be playing the map and still has set up for an equalizer, so it really doesn't change anything. They also get that second tanky option, so instead of peeling with a handshake and a hostile takeover, they just have someone who's just going to stand there and eat your damage instead, and I like that. I do like that a lot more. I just like both of these teams' comps so far. I think they're really good. I think they're honestly... they're probably going to be some of the best showings we'll see from either side, especially with this Kalista being locked in. I think that is a super important thing to just keep talking about, is that Kalista is on the Rift, and that is not something we've seen in a while. It's been a bit, to say the least. It's been a while since we've seen Kalista, because she is so damn strong in this meta, in this bot lane meta, that is just so damage oriented with the supports that are available, aka Renata and Rel. It's just really scary to face off against Kalista specifically, as Hidan jumping foe or getting jumped on by Hidan or by ganks here, and Xiaoni is going in, and they could dive turret if they wanted to, but they're not going to. That is already a ghost wasted by Xiaoni to try and go for something. They had no hard CC, so couldn't really go for anything else. And so just a bird summoner in exchange for... Did he even get a grasp stack off of that? I don't know. They do get a really aggressive position. They get the ward down, of course, but that is really it. And now Xiaoni can position aggressively in lane. Yes. Making Sedge start solo, not a huge deal. Sedge is perfectly fine starting solo. They do get wards on both sides of the rift, though, so they know exactly where Grell is going to be pathing, and they know Grell is pathing towards his bot lane right now. In bot lane, Fire's going to be able to get a lot of free damage onto Locke here, so the trading going to be very favored for Leviathan for the time being. In top lane, not the case, but mid-bot going to be really big. And Xiaoni going to be able to trade back, though, and that is kind of the thing, is how often is he going to be able to answer back to Hidan's poke, or to Hidan's clear, with grasp, pretty much. That's gonna kind of be the revolving point of the laning phase for most of Xiaoni's game, is how often will he be able to trade back? How hard can he trade back? And you just saw there, very hard is the answer, and that is not something that's gonna bode well for Hidan, but that also should be changing rather soon as he starts getting his abilities up and is going to be able to poke down Xiaoni a little bit harder without getting as close or eating as much damage. And is going to drastically improve his wave clear as well. And give him the shield. The shield is going to be a huge part of the trades later on. But he has the shield up, and Xiaoni's still going to be able to zone him. He has the Firestorm silly abilities. It's just... It is Udyr things, and that is something Udyr does, of course, because he is annoying and dumb. I don't know what to expect out of this All Knight's bot lane, though. I did say that they have the Rel engage. Yes, they have a good setup for their team fights. Otherwise, they're just going to lose lane here, though. And there's the slow push into putting Xiaoni under his turret. Tank stuff. Ooh, nobody going to get juggled pretty hard there. Going to try and trade back a little bit onto Kodabako with the bomb, but it's not quite the same. Grell using this pressure, or using Prio in top lane to grab this top scuttle. Ganks is recalling. He was expecting something funky as the stun landed onto Igna, but Kashrik's gonna be able to dodge away from the handshake. Virus just has to disengage as the something. I haven't gotten that far down the ability list. I don't even know what that dash is called. It's annoying, probably. It is. I don't like Zeri's kit in the slightest. It's such a weird kit that they put together, and I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't work well together. I'm saying it shouldn't exist. I think is what I'm saying. Xiaoni burning his teleport. Hidan has no teleport, but he's also not going to be contested on waves there. Or not contested, but he's not going to be put under his turret as often, or in a bad wave spot where he's not going to be able to recall for nearly as often as nearly as often as Xiaoni is, as Kodo is getting traded pretty hard by nobody here. Nobody taking a lot of damage, going to be able to rocket jump to safety, but taking a lot of damage. There's always a butt with half of these, you know that? Always a butt. It's weird. That's slow. Udyr stuff. Xiaoni should be able to get this entire wave. Hidan can lay in some extra poke, that would be nice. Doesn't end up happening. Would have been nice. Otherwise, it's a whatever thing. And Xiaoni's not going to be able to clear that ward. Instead, just going to go and get a ward onto the grubs. Now should be able to clear it as Hidan has walked back to the wave. Okay, Xiaoni paths the right direction as well. This is just a great... It's going to be a much slower paced game. My goodness. Feels like it's going to be a much slower paced game, at least. Ward spotted out. Are they going to be able to clear it in time? Is Grell even going to contest this? Both games had the team had 4-0 Drakes. Both games 4-0 in the Drake gaming. So it is really, at least so far in the narrative of this series, it has proven extremely valuable to grab first dragon, because it has so far meant you just get the soul and win the game. Oddly enough, the grubs haven't been that case, and that's going to be nobody coming up top lane. That's the equalizer down. It's going to be first blood to nobody. Hidan and nobody just going ham on Udyr, and Xiaoni is Udyr gaming. That is exactly what you expect out of Udyr. Grell is going to grab these Void Grubs. Oddly enough, the team that has grabbed the Void Grubs always gets all 6 of them, and also gets nothing out of, or loses the game. That's the weird thing about that. Ooh, nice steal on the last Void Grub there. Grell using the smite a little bit early. And it is an absolute snipe job there by Ganks to make this a 2-1. So the first not 6-0 split this series so far. And see where that leads us. Virus and Igna going to just pick up some platings here, lay in some damage. As that's going to be the stun. It counts turrets? I should actually check that, because I don't know if that counts turrets. That would be interesting. Virus and Igna, I mean, what else is there to say? I expected this to happen. It's exactly what's happened. Grell, are you going to finish that? Oh no, Ganks is right there. Oh, I didn't see Ganks on the minimap. I don't know why. Yeah, but Ganks was right there. Not going to get the blue buff. Will eventually come back to snag it. Probably with Ganks being gone. Otherwise, we're in a really big gold lead in this bot lane. Despite the kill, it's a relatively close game as well in terms of gold so far. 600 being the diff. Just 500 being the diff now-ish. 500-ish is the difference, and that is a significant, not a a not insignificant amount, as that is Grell jumping forwards. Kotobago forced to flash away to safety, but it's not really to safety. It's going to be nobody picking up the second kill here. He is so low. The stun comes through. Nobody on a sliver of health, though, is going to be able to survive, and it is another clean kill over to the All Knights, and this Tristana has proven so valuable already. Kodo doesn't respect Grell. I don't know if he knew he was there or doesn't respect the potential of a gank. And just has to give that over. Gank spotted out twice now. Does know that Grell has no ultimate if they want to go for this, but Virus is still pushing in the wave. The position so aggressively going to jump onto the lock, and they're going to dodge away from the Shattering Strike, but they're going to get the Lightning Crash as well. Still, I don't think it's worth. As Ganks is in such a bad position, and now he's getting jumped on. No Crescent Guard available, forced to flash over the wall. Grell can follow in a second. Igna is just fighting for his life in the Tri-Brush right now, and Leviathan already grasping at straws, it seems, for this game. This is not the Leviathan we saw in just one game of Go. It is so odd to see them just already in a panic state. They're chilling bot lane right now. They were chilling mid lane till about 2 seconds ago. And now it just seems that their only win condition is going to be this Kalista. Unless Talia really gets online. Talia is really only here to, is here to be your main damage. Udyr's a tank, so it doesn't really matter if he wins or loses lane, as long as he doesn't get absolutely smoked. But he's getting absolutely smoked. Doesn't have much of a choice. Doesn't really have much of an option, I guess. He is playing into a rumble here. He is losing a ton. The jungle diff isn't huge, to be honest. I think I'm being a bit overdramatic about that one. But this Tristana is fed. That is an issue, to say the least. And if Ganks can get onto Hadan here, that would be very valuable. I don't think Hadan's going to go for a dive, though. He knows better, and now Ganks is getting jumped on by nobody, and Grell is here as well. There's no Glacial Prison available, though. So it's just going to lead to a disengage from All Knights. And now a teleport back from Zhao. Ganks is just here to pretty much make sure this wave doesn't disappear. Allow Zhao to grab this CS. The Void Grub's available, and everyone's here. It's a party now. Everyone but Locke is here. Don taking his back. He's not going to be available for this fight then. Well, now Zhao canceling his recall. He might be available. Nobody going to be able to jump away from the seismic shove. And this should be 3 Void Grubs over to Leviathan. At least one. So they've denied the Void Mites, at least for both parties now. As Igna going to tank a Shattering Strike. Only going to lose his shields, really. And now Dragon started by Grell, but it's looking like it's going to reset, and it will. Now everyone here teleport in from nobody. Leviathan need a really specific angle. Zhao has no teleport to come down here. Hadan's already rotating down, so this is going to be a 5v4. They just need to smite this or get something else out of it, as Gastrix has started to position forwards. There's the Hex Flash coming in. He's going to be able to lock it down, and that's going to be already the Drake going. The Frenzy only going to connect onto 2, and that is Ganks gone. That's the Glacial Prison landing onto Virus. He's not going to be able to run away forever, and he is gonna fall to Grell. No bailouts here. Locke finds Kotobago, and it is just all Knights this game. They are cruising so far through game number 3, and they are in a really nice position to continue this domination in the game. I mean, Tristana 4 takedowns on 5 team kills. That is huge. Gastrux 4 takedowns on 5 team kills. Grell has been integral, and Leviathan are just letting... I keep saying I know I'm trying to stop. It's not working. But it is just Leviathan allowing Grell to continue to do what has been working so well for them all playoffs, and that is get hyper aggressive. They stomped them again. That was just tough. That was just a smite fight that didn't go their favor, but you still lose this fight. That is the problem. You still lose this follow-up fight. The rest of Leviathan are positioned way too closely for a steal angle. Leviathan are trying to steal the Drake here. So why are the rest of them positioned so aggressively? Even if you get the dragon, it's a 5v4. You're not winning it. There's no need to position that aggressively because you can't fight them. They have the Equalizer, they have Glacial Prison, they have the Lightning Crash and Magnet Storm. You're not winning a fight against them. Why are you going for it? You have a hostile takeover and a wall. The hostile takeover found no one of importance. And the wall didn't really do much of anything either. Gank's positioning. They know there's a warden here, so Ganks is just here to clear this out. And just so far behind. Just everywhere. Just everywhere. So far behind for Leviathan. Big deficit in Tom. Big deficit in mid. 20 CS, 4 takedowns. A minor deficit in bot lane. It is huge deficit in jungle. There is just nowhere. Just nowhere they can go. 1,500 in mid. And pretty much no deficit in bot, as I expected. Leviathan farming really well for Virus here. As Ganks is here to help get this turret down. I think they had the damage without him there, but okay. Sure. Whatever. I just don't see anything besides Virus becomes an issue. And the thing about that is Kalista is good, but Kalista still needs a team because Kalista is not as strong as Smolder is. As Gastrix is going to land the flash crash down Magnet Storm, and it's just everything thrown onto him, and that is an easy kill in mid. And now that is so much pressure for the All Knights to just get this mid tier 2 as much as they can. They're going to be able to run away from the 3 get frenzied there by the hostile takeover, and it's not even going to matter. Nobody is getting jumped on by Ganks, but Ganks is going to find the shutdown, but he's going to give his life for the cause, and the turret will fall as well. It is 2 tier 1s for a tier 1 and tier 2 in the mid lane, and a singular shutdown. Finally, they break the kill-less game, but it is not looking like it matters quite at all. It is really not looking like it's going to matter that they got that singular shutdown on the Tristana. Kodapako just gets smoked here. Throws down the wall to try and stop the siege from happening. 3-man. 3-man dive. Igna tries to help save this turret. Nothing. The Rift Herald is being cancelled, as you can see down there. They've pushed the Rift Herald, or they've pushed Grell off of soling this Rift Herald. Ganks gets a kill, but that's about it. Good buster shot in there, at least, to try and save himself and throw Ganks back into danger. Leviathan have taken full control of the top river. Actually, they should be able to grab this turret, or to grab this Rift Herald, surely. Yeah, they will. They will. And with 40 seconds before the Drake spawns, they're going to need to get all of that and get bot lane. They need to get push in bot lane or answer the push in bot lane, and that's just not possible. Kodapako has no teleport, should have it for Dragon. Jowney is here, he's just answering bot push right now, has teleport if he so chooses to go on a flank angle, but I don't see a fight coming out from Leviathan. I think they just give this. They're going to get some mid push with this Rift Herald. Ganks is already in there, may have gone a bit too far, going to use the Herald to drive to safety, actually. Very well played there. Clever use of the Rift Herald. That was insane range, by the way. I did not know you could get the Rift Herald from that far away. But Gastrix still unspotted, and they are going straight into the mouth of the engage. Straight into the core of the engage. The teleport comes in from Jowney, and they have found the fight. Kodapako has lockdown. And Virus is going to pick up a kill onto Gastrix, and this is the exact angle they wanted. That's going to be one more for Ganks. A shutdown onto Grell. They will get this mid-turret. The equalizer comes down. They might not get this mid-turret. They will not get the mid-turret. Okay, great equalizer from Hadan, at least, to even out, to keep the turret game in their favor, but this still should be the Dragon. There's no equalizer, no buster shot. There is no chance in hell they go for this play, right? Hadan, if you get this, you are a hero. Hadan, if you get this, you are a hero. Is he going to go for it? Nah, didn't go for it. Threw in an Electro Harpoon, doesn't connect. He's not risking his life for this. So now Leviathan have actually found a really good fight. It looked like they were going straight into the worst situation imaginable. Great crash down, great Magnet Storm. They stun nobody for just long enough, and they get the cleanse out of lock, so the frenzy is going to connect. Ooh, very well played there by Leviathan. Sequencing That is what we call the best kind of sequencing you can possibly get on CC, layered beautifully. Nobody teleporting top lane. This tier 1 and top might die. And everyone doing so much damage there. The support's doing a lot of damage there. Xiaomi was just actually there late, so he didn't have a chance to do damage. That was a 4v5, by the way. That was a 4v4. All the damage from Hidan is when he equalized the wave. Yeah, he did a little bit. Wave equalizer did quite a bit. Actually, gonna go back to the... I've seen... Man, Ganks has been using these really well, actually. Has been doing really well with these jumpaways to safety. Rift Herald, Grogs. Look at the damage. My goodness, Hidan. That burn is so valuable. Hidan can actually dodge away from the seismic shove as well, speak of it. So, well played from him. That will be the mid-tier 1 finally falling. Or the top tier. Oh my god, I'm fine. I'm losing it. Top tier 1 will fall. Just took 2 waves of nobody Tristaning the turret to death. It's like Ziggs, but different. That comparison is absolutely stupid. The only thing they have in common is they're good at destroying turrets and they have a bomb. That is the only coincidence between those two teams. Between those two champs. They have very different play styles, if you could imagine. One's more of a control mage and sieger. The other one is a Malphite with is a Malphite in disguise. At least that's all I know about Tristana. That's what my teammates use him as. Use her as. And Jowney is getting jumped on, going to use that recast to get rid of the CC, but he's going to get locked out by the Glacial Prison and the Equalizer, and Hidan's on a killing spree. Ganks has no chance of escape, and this force to flash away actually will get it. Hidan was in the Crescent Guard. He couldn't get... It doesn't shove over thick walls. It shoves over small walls. So that wall right there actually won't get any shove. So Hidan was still on top of him in range with the Flame Spitter. A lot of damage. And what else is there for the All Night? I mean, they just keep finding these good plays. If the All Knights just want to keep getting these good plays, they will. I don't see an angle where Leviathan can really stop them at this point. They would really need to find some crazy angle to stop this from happening. They found one. I don't think they're going to find another, though. That gold lead is going to eclipse 3,000 now. Boom. Oh, last minute didn't go. Yeah, gold lead, 3,000. And the item diff is huge. Runen's had a stupider interaction with Zeri-Q. It has a normal interaction with Zeri-Q now in Tiamat. Trust me, it was worse. And... Is Locke actually outpacing? I don't think Locke is outpacing. I think Locke just recalled earlier. But you could see nobody behind or ahead on gold by about half an item. And of course, Jowney's behind on gold. My goodness. 3-0-4. Yeah. Jowney's behind, to put it nicely. And the best Baron layout. Yes. All seeing. And instant disengage. That control ward was pretty much just All Might seeing if there was going to be an engage. And now Jowney, speaking of engage, is getting jumped on here. But Grell not taking any damage. Jowney definitely not taking any damage. So Grell going to only tank a handshake there. And Ignavilu, I mean, what are they to do? That is a lot of wards. 86 at 21. My goodness, those control wards are coming in huge. Those sweeps, they place wards in this tier. It's unfair. They actually get to have a reason to use sweeper. All right, All Knight's hiding on bush. They are completely unspotted. Every member is there, by the way. Every member that isn't Locke is in that bush or hiding behind it. Kotopaco jumping in. That's a good wall, but that's a great equalizer to answer it back. But a good hostile takeover. Ganks is going to survive for the time being, but he's not going to be able to survive for long. And now Leviathan have found an engage that definitely did not work out for them. There's the stun onto Virus. It's not going to matter. Kotopaco will fall at the hands of Hidan. It's a double kill, and nobody's going to finish this off, and that's just the game. Leviathan, I think All Night just end the game here. 20 seconds before multiple members are up. Grell is tanking this turret. It's either they go for the inhib. Yeah, they're going to go for inhib and back off. Never mind. Not the end of the game. Could have been. It was really close. If that wave was a little bit closer, that's the end of the game. But instead, they bait out Leviathan. They bait out the wall. Great equalizer. Hitting onto 3 right there. Crash down Magnet Storm connects. I mean, the ulti is not that useful there. Tried to get anything out of it. Virus just is not putting in the damage he thinks he can yet, or he wants to be putting out, and it's an easy freaking ace. Easiest ace you've ever seen in your life for the All Knights. And they are going to even out these Drakes, so Drake stacking just could be possible, and 9,000 and 5,000 damage. 5 short. You can give me that. I can actually say this one's 5,000. But look at the damn. I mean, yeah, Grell's doing a lot. The damage numbers are unreal. Hidan 5-0-7. Zeri isn't even fed. Zeri just does so much damage. Zeri's just an unfun champion to play against. There's a difference. Rumble's also very unfun depending on who you ask. He's a bit less controversial than Zeri, though, but he's still not beloved. Let's put it that way. Oh, the stun going to connect. Look at the damage coming in from nobody. The Buster Shot. And I believe Johnny will survive this, actually. Johnny will be able to survive this because of the shield. Nobody forced to flash away. A bit of an over-aggressive play, but who cares? They are 6,000 gold ahead. Nobody's going to be 3 items. They are getting to a lot of big item spike points. And now Hidan had just a quarter of Ganks' health right there. That is insane how much damage this guy is doing. He would be leading in damage if it wasn't for freaking Locke, man. In Leviathan, the goalpost just feels like it's getting further and further away from where it was in Game 2. From where it was after Game 2, you had all the momentum on your side. But All Knights knew exactly what you wanted to go for, and they just make sure you can. Now it's Baron time. They have a lot of damage. It is, I mean, the pressure now on for Leviathan to find an angle, but Ganks is already getting burned down, and there's a good equalizer onto 2. Hidan has so much damage already, and now going over the wall. All Knights are jumping onto Ganks. If they can kill him, there's no steal potential. There will not be a Baron steal here unless it's on the hands of Virus, and Virus able to dance away for the time being. He has 1, he has 2. He's going to get bailed out, but he doesn't get the kill to reset, and it's going to be only 2, and it's a 4 for 3. As nobody is going on a killing spree, but he's not going to be alive to celebrate it, and you can see the kill feed going wild. All of the hopes on Virus right there to try and finish the job, and it was all for naught. All for naught? I think that's how it's supposed to be said. N-A-U-G-H-T. Hidan? Yeah, Baron not going to come to fruition. It was just not enough health for Hidan to safely take it. It starts so well for the All Knights as well. This always starts all well for the All Knights. It's been half of that's been the story of this series. It starts well for the All Knights. Leviathan just have to answer. The hostile takeover finds Grell and Locke, and that doesn't really mean much. And Virus is almost stunk. Finds 1, finds 2. The stun, the cleanse, just not in time. Would have gotten out of the bailout there if he just got that kill a second earlier on, I believe that was on to nobody, just a second earlier, and that is a different story. You could see the damage numbers. It was a tale of 3 carries against 1. It's Virus against the world at this point. At this phase of the game, it is Leviathan put their life in they put their heart and soul and faith into their ADC. OP has the pop-off of a lifetime like he did last game, and just hope that's enough to bring them a victory. As Johnny is jumping onto Hidan here. There's Kodapaka ulting up into the top lane, going to land the stun, landing the seismic shove, but as Hidan fight back, the equalizer goes down, but Kodapaka is just not taking enough damage there, and that's a 1,000 gold kill over to the Talia, but you can see nobody is just trying to end the game right now. They need to be so careful. Johnny going to take the recall, but Johnny's on vision, so Gashrik's going to be able to threaten to cancel the recall. The Baron is secured by Kodapaka. But Tristan is ending the game. They need to cancel recalls here. Is that it? This is it. That's the end of the game. There's no chance. Leviathan recall in time. Chowdy's recall gets canceled. It is all over in a miracle of a base race. Nobody saves the game. All Knights match point and 1 away from knocking Leviathan out of the playoffs. Oh my god. That is unreal. such a tight, narrow window, and nobody gets by on the slimmest of margins. If those recalls go through a second earlier, surely he has to disengage just a bit and have to do some dancing around some serious damage, but instead, he's able to just get that last auto off, sidestepping the seismic shove before he gets sent to his doom, and now All Nine's one win away from facing Isurus next week. And while that is a tall order for future them to worry about, for current them, they just need to worry about the next two games. And if it is a pattern, Leviathan will have their day in the next game, but if it isn't, All Knights need to play like they did here. Just suffocate all the avenues for Leviathan to get back into the game, get an early lead, get nobody on a carry of a mid laner that can roam well, that can pair well with Grell's jungle options. And it should be really easy. The All Knights have been taking that formula all the way to the top. I mean, all the way through all of their wins in the playoffs this season. This split have come from Grell being super aggressive on the jungle and nobody pairing super aggressive mid laners to match it. Super roam heavy mid laners. That's a box. I don't know what that means. And now it's up to Leviathan to find an answer. They secured themselves the first not sweep of the playoffs, but is that going to be obviously it's not going to be enough for them, but is that all they can do? Is that going to be their lasting legacy in the playoffs? This split is, they got smoked in the first series. Against Estadal, they kind of had a win con in the first game, and that was about it, and never got another chance to play again, and then had a great game 2, and then just got wiped off the face of the earth. Or are they gonna fight back? Are they gonna extend the series to 5? Are they going to once again show that they are greater than the sum of their parts, or something like that? Some greater than the sum of their parts, or whatever that, I don't know what the saying is still. I don't care to know what the saying is, and there's so many plays. This play failed miserably. You guys couldn't see it, but it's the play I think that they should have not gone for, because it was a steal. If they were going to steal the Drake, why are they committing 4 members to the Dragon and handing over a lot of money to the All Knights? This is called getting caught out. I really think this is kind of the essence. I really do believe this is the essence of Leviathan's loss here, is they were getting caught out way too often. And because of those solo kills, they were so massively behind that Leviathan were free, or that All Knights were free to just win team fights eventually with just all the money they've gotten from catch-outs. Stuff is yellow. This was a really great response fight. And it's kind of the thing that we haven't seen from any team, from either side that has faced the All Knights so far, is counter-engaging. If not counter-engaging, just winning. That is a lot of damage. That is 1,200 damage right there, if you didn't know. And a full wave in the pocket. But just the catch-outs were so harsh. And you can see Leviathan again. Johnny walks forward into the darkness. Boom. And removing that spell shield, or removing the magic shield, is pretty big there. I forgot about that, honestly. Removing the spell shield, or removing that magic shield. It's not a spell shield, it's a magic shield. Removing that magic shield was just a huge detriment to everything that Leviathan, that Johnny couldn't even tank anymore. This is not the fight you think it is. This is the other one. This is where Virus almost becomes the hero. Also, Locke actually doesn't kill his teammates on Zeri. Zeri doesn't Q. Zeri uses her regular autos. This cleanse a little late, and nobody falls right after. If nobody cleanses, I don't know if he had it yet, but if he cleanses a little, if Virus cleanses a little bit earlier, nobody likely dies to a rend, and we have a Virus that is half health tearing through people. And I don't know why they're showing nobody sieging. I feel like they should be showing both simultaneously. It's not like we don't have split screen. They should be showing nobody siege at the same time as this, because it is the Tale of Two Stories. And again, that sidestep saves the game. There wasn't even that much, yeah, there really wasn't that much damage thrown around this game, but you could see where everyone was localized. How the I don't even know. The damage from passive rerock does not count towards Renata. That counts towards your allies. It's to give kill credit over to them. Xiaoni and Locke, huge parts of this win, no surprise. Nobody didn't really do any damage, but nobody was doing damage in the early game where no one's really as tanky. That was kind of the whole thing nobody had to do. He was going top lane to gank. He was pretty much just the gank guy. He got 2 early kills and never really worried about doing anything else ever again because he never really knew to. He was 2-0 when he's on Tristan, which means he wins. I loved the angle of the Kalista. I hate the angle. I keep hitting the cable, you know that? I love the Kalista angle, love the Renata, love the Xin Zhao. Hate the Udyr. Stop drafting Udyr. It is so goddamn bad. It is the least. It is like the least. It has to be the least valuable champion that consistently gets picks in any region. I think that's a bit of a hot take. I'm pretty sure that's a bit of a. I'm not saying that because it's like, oh, I have a hot take. No, I just think it is. I think a lot of people do think the Udyr has a lot of value to a team. He's a tank. He's a lane bully into Aatrox. That is it. He is a lane bully. Not even into Aatrox. If you're good at Udyr, you could be a lane bully into Aatrox. Otherwise, you're getting clapped. He's not good enough for how often he's in games. He is one of the most net negative champions in the game. Sejuani is another champion that's a real big net negative if you don't play right, but Sejuani has upside. Sejuani has big CC, big tank. I hate it. I hate Udyr. I think he's one of the worst top laners in the game. Hadan had an absolute beauty of a game, no doubt about it. 29% presence, 42% win rate. That's better than most champions who have like slightly less presence than him. But a lot of the champions below him, I can justify their win rates, or a lot of champs. There's a lot of champs you could justify the win rates of. I don't even want to talk about this play because I do love this play. This Baron fight was really strong, actually, from Hadan. I don't know why they're showing this for Hadan's MVP. I don't think this is a fight he really did much in at all. This is just a really random fight to show, actually. Yes, he did stuff in this, but he really didn't. He threw down the equalizer, did a little bit of burning, but that was really it. I don't think he did as much in that play as he did in some other ones. Udyr, 109 to 147 now. He loses so much more than he wins. He's losing almost 40 more games than he's won. No champion is close. Besides Sedge, it's 44, and now it's 43. But I still see more upside on Sejuani than I do on Udyr, because Udyr has like 12% more presence. Whatever. I think the Udyr is terrible. Sedge is a good jungler. Clear tankiness, really good CC. Udyr has tankiness, a double cast ability, some wave clear, can 1v1. You put him in a 3v1, he gets freaking ran down. Stop drafting Udyr. Unless you know how to specifically pilot around. Oops. Boom. Unless you really know how to pilot him specifically or know the matchup well, I don't like the Udyr pick. I just think it's way too much of a handicap to justify picking repeatedly. Anyways. Tirade over. I think it's so bad, but will we see Leviathan pull it back, forcing Silver Scrapes for the first time these playoffs, or will All Knights shut the door and get what would technically be an upset because it is a higher seed versus a lower seed? But these two teams are pretty close, and honestly, All Knights were outpacing Leviathan for most of the second half. So Leviathan, can they force game 5? What the frick? Leviathan, can they force game 5, or will the All Knights close the door and set themselves up with Isurus next week? I will see you after the break for game 4. Hello and welcome back for what could possibly be the last game of the week in the LLA playoffs and bring us into our top four on the split. Leviathan trail 2-1 in their series against the All Knights here after a brutal game 3 loss. I think it really was. It shouldn't have been as far away as it was for them, but they did not play it super well, and their punishment is exactly that. Being down 2-1 in this series, now on the brink of elimination, and it would be a big detriment to possibly go not as far as they planned to, especially against a team that they started off so hot against. They had a good momentum. I mean, a bad wave of momentum coming in. They were terrible in the final week, but they were coming in rested. Yes, All Knights had some momentum coming in because they just swept 6 Karma, but Leviathan were coming in rested. They had taken 2 weeks off almost. All Knights played yesterday, pretty much revealed all their plans in the current rotation of the meta because we're not going to have a patch change for... we're not going to have a patch change until MSI now. So we already know what the All Knights were going to play entering today. What their game plan was, that is really awesome. Draft in a draft. And there you go. I don't know why that was there, but that was funny. But pretty much, they knew exactly how the All Knights wanted to play this. Leviathan played 14.4. Their plans changed. Or, well, I guess, yeah, they had 1 week break. They played the previous week. They got smoked. Yes, they had negative momentum coming in. They had a terrible, pretty much a really bad set against one team and then went 0 and didn't win another game in any of their other sets. And these bans, pretty much what we're expecting for the rest of the series. And if this isn't Avara's first pick or a Rumble no, it's not going to be a Rumble first. They're actually going to give nobody. And it's just going to be trade the handshake. And they're going to get the rel for themselves this time, though. That is a core part of this draft, is getting the rel back for yourself. They gave it over last time. Seems like they're not going to make that same mistake twice. And opting back to the red side, actually. All Knights opted to blue side for game 3. Leviathan will opt back to the red side. I already like this draft from both sides. And it is going to do the Poppy lockdown. That is huge. Absolutely huge for All Knights. Really shuts down Virus in most team fights as long as the W button is available for ganks here. That is, or not for ganks, for Grell. That is absolutely massive. Grell also already had a banger of a game on this Poppy. So it's going to be nice, to say the least. Really good, to say the least. Poppy was game 1, right? No, Poppy was game 2. No, Poppy was definitely game 1. Okay. And it is going to... Oh, interesting. Okay. It is going to be the Varus locked in before the Talia. So, more of the same we've been seeing. Pretty much almost the same exact champions we saw. They're going to take the Renato away. Because it seems like they're going for an actual jungle pick next. As Vi going to be once again taken away. Very strong champion on her own at a Natalia or an Oriana, potentially. Or a Nico, and you have a really good reason to not hand over a Vi. Especially with Kotopako's tendencies to pick Talia. Otherwise, it would have been Azir, but still. So are they just going to focus ban support here? They will just get rid of support. Braum Varus, very good. Braum and Varus, very good if you want to go Hail of Blades Varus with it, but not going to be an option here for Gastric. I believe Gastric's also already played from these playoffs. Right there. Game 1 yesterday. So, yes. What's going to be potentially the final ban of the series? It's going to be the Nocturne again. Gang's really efficient on that. Not going to have the Oriana to pair with it, but still, Talia really nice to have with it, especially Rel too. Rel also a really nice champion to have with the Nocturne. Makes engage really simple, makes it really hard to focus a target down because you can't see them half the time. And now, what are Leviathan going to say for counter? Probably topside, yeah. Johnny with counterpick is usually the way you want to play it, and it's going to be Igna on the Nautilus. This is going to be ganks on the Rel, which is not a sentence anyone was expecting to hear 3 years ago when Rel launched. But here we are, 2 years ago. It might be longer. Oh god. So now they have to blind top lane counter support, at least. So they have the support counter, which is actually really important if you are playing this, and it's going to be locking in the Alistar for Gastrix. So blind top lane, the final step here, really. They have Aatrox, they have Cassante, they don't have Rumble. I lied, they would have first picked Rumble. Aatrox, Cassante, Renekton, they really feel it. Olaf showed Nautilus twice there. This would not be a bad blind. They're gonna get Hidan on the Gnar. Pretty much remove the possibility of a Cassante entirely there. Unless Zhao really confident in his play. Aatrox is not going to be very nice either. I mean, there's not much you can pick here. Unless you play a Darius, unless you play a mean Darius. I don't see an angle where Zhao going to get the thing he wants. I did not think that was going to be the... I didn't even mention Jace because I had no faith Zhao was going to lock it. I had no idea that Zhao was going to lock it, and I was like, maybe a Jace? My exact thought process was, you can go Jace into this. Zhao not going to play Jace. And he is. Okay. Jace has a very good... I don't know if it's very good. I don't really know how to put it. I don't want to say very good matchup because I don't want to be... I mean, I don't want to put it out there in case he doesn't. It's completely possible. But I do believe he has a very good... He has the range advantage. If you want to go melee in the mini form, you win that. You can out... I mean, yeah, just outranging Gnar is not hard. Gnar has, what, max 420-something? 520-something? It's a Darius pull. You literally have more range on Darius pull than you do on Gnar's max auto range, which is insane to think about because that is hilarious. But the J... They got two tanks. They have their engage. It's really going to revolve around... Can they team fight? Can they keep Grell off of their carry? And will Koda be able to do anything on the Talia? The Talia really didn't have any space to shine. It was pretty much only Virus that game getting any of the glory plays. It's really going to revolve around how well can Virus carry, obviously, on the strongest ADC. They're so scared they barely let it through. And that looks hilarious. This is not the shot they wanted, but it looks very funny. But really, it is going to be how hard can Virus carry, and will Zhao get anywhere on this? They need ganks and Igna to engage. Hi. Zhao to scale. And they need Virus to carry. That almost went bad. Those three things don't have... And Kodo to be anything. Just, they need Kodo to do something. To be a threat at all. If none of those things happen, we're looking at a very different game as Grell going to take half of his health from Zhao right there. Will be traded back a little bit, but Grell going to be able to just... Oh no, he can't recall. He'll heal. It's Poppy. He's not taking any damage from the camps. He'll heal from camps. It's fine. But that is a really good chunk of damage. And that is kind of the threat Zhao poses in this game. That is a massive threat Zhao poses. Is just the ability to decimate health bars for pretty much anyone except for Gastrix, maybe until mid-game. Once Gastrix gets one item, it's going to be a little bit harder to blow him up. Hidan probably is going to go Frozen Heart. Or Thornmail, one of the two. Zhao needs to get a lead, basically. Until Zhao gets a lead, Hidan is going to be able to play the game a little too well, or just farm. He's going to just be able to farm pretty safely. And that is a big downside. Not because Jace needs to be ahead, I guess, but I just do believe that if Jace is ahead, this gets a lot easier. This is going to be a lot easier for Leviathan to play around if Zhao is ahead rather than even. Because Jace just builds lethality and Eclipse. As Gastrix half health immediately by Igna and Virus right there. That is big danger. Gastric's going to have his full combo up in a second, though. Never mind. It's going to be like another minion then, because he gave Locke a minion or two of solo. So there it is. Yeah, it was one minion. And they dropped that one. Virus and Igna once again gaining full control of this. Not super surprising to gain control of wave on these two. Virus contemplating getting engaged on or engaging. Not neither of those going to come to fruition. That's where neither comes from. I have to get back in focus. Somehow we went out of focus. Hi again. As they've rotated ganks down here, and that's immediately a flash. Igna got the engage and instant flash out of Gastrux, which isn't the end of the world because he has Hex Flash, but it is a faster engage tool taken away from a faster engage tool, or I guess a faster gap closer for his W. Ooh, nobody again going to get juggled, but this time not for nearly as much damage as last game. I don't know why there wasn't that much. It was a nice one. Maybe if he got it to turret, that was going to happen, but there's this thing called being good at League of Legends and called being a professional player that nobody has to his advantage. So he knows not to exactly where to stand if he wants Seismic Shove to not throw him to the turret, as Grell is invading here. And okay, Grell has invaded. They know he's on the bot side, and Grell is invading. They're calling for vision on it, and oh boy, will Kodopako be thrilled to see something in about 2 seconds. Oh, he's not going to get a ward on it. But now, Gank's actually in a really good position to gank. It is going to be difficult because of this ward that might spot him out, but if they let them push, there's no engage. Gastrix has no flash, so they will at least get one here. There's the throw, and there is Burst Blood for Virus, and now Locke waiting for nobody and Grell to come in. This is a very dangerous situation because now here comes the Poppy, and it's going to be Locke picking up that kill. Their great bomb. There's Igna going down. Grell is so low, but Virus will fall. It's 1 for nobody, 2 for Locke, and All Mights punish the aggressive play from Leviathan, which is something that has been said plenty of times already, and Jowney has soloed Hadon. That is exactly what I mean. Until Mega Gnar comes out. I did not even mention that Mega Gnar coming out pretty much doesn't really do much except for give him more health and actually make him way more susceptible. And then Gank's taking so much damage from Locke here. Locke's just able to free fire. Virus doesn't flash yet. Virus needs to flash there. But he couldn't. He was grounded already. And then by that point, 2 autos on him. Oh my goodness. That could have been terrible. Jowney levels up, so that's actually an extra rank in whatever his secondary spell is. Or, no, whatever his primary spell is as well. And then just the rock miss, that's really it. But even then, a 3 for 2 across the map. And most importantly, Locke is getting fed. Locke has proven to be a part of a core carry group, though All Knights have really been playing around this mid jungle, and again, it shows why their mid jungle is so damn good. As Grell is on vision, or was on vision. I don't know if they think he's sticking around or not, but now this is going to be a really tough position for Leviathan to play from, as this should be a dragon over to All Knights pretty easily. Bot lane's pushed in, there's no chance Ganks has anything, mid lane's pushed in. All Knights should get this Drake. Very clean cut, dry. Clean cut, dry. Yeah, there's a phrase in there somewhere. Oh, babies. This not looking to be good. The gold is even at least because of CS and kills. Ooh, Gastrix going to be able to dodge the hook. Ganks is down in bot lane, but there's no angle for them to really engage after that hook miss, so will just be Ganks losing value pretty much, as this smite should come through for Grell. The smite doesn't go through, but everything else does. The seismic shove will get the stones, and Kodopako should be able to pick up this kill here. The kill not going over to Virus isn't the worst. It would have been nice, but it doesn't really matter. The stun going to connect, but nobody going to be able to jump to safety here. Should be able to jump to safety. Oh, the side steps from nobody, and Kodopako can't knock him down. Didn't have rocket jump, really? Thought he had rocket jump. Whatever. Good dance in there to save his life and avoid handing over some more money to Leviathan, and this starts with them pushing up. They pushed out the bot lane already, so Leviathan is rotating everybody over to this top river play, to this upper river play. And then, yeah, so Virus doesn't get that kill. The Q doesn't connect. Would have been nice, but not going to be the case scenario that they're finding themselves in. Instead, money over to Cotopaco, and that's really good because Cotopaco did not even get a chance to do this last game. Flash over the wall. Wait, hold on. Grell doesn't have anything here. Smite's available. I mean, Grell doesn't have any way to do anything. I think Koto has just nerfed himself there, but Grell is going to the grave, and Ganks is going to be able to pick up that last stack as well, and Chase is dead. Hidan has killed Mr. The wild animal has killed the civilized scientist. Asshole scientist. Oh, I can't say that. Wait. I just don't like Jace. I'm very biased against Jace. Oh, have they found Ignabilu? They need to get him to hook to safety. He will be able to tank for a long, long time, but he just doesn't have a way to escape, and it's Locke going on a killing spree. 301 on this Varus. He is Giga-fed. So Zhao in there. Hidan's not transform. Oh, and now it's over. Because Gastrix is able to boom, good bonk, but has the trample, has the gnar, and there is no chance in hell Zhao gets out of there alive. And they think they found it. So where does the hook go, actually? Because if he has hook, because he goes in, there's the hook missing. So he doesn't have it to get out. He doesn't have flash either. He needs to not position that way, but he doesn't know where Locke is, so he knows nothing. And then just has to hope he can dance to safety. Yeah, not happening. Not happening with 2 ADCs. You're not dodging anything because you can't dodge auto attacks. Now, is a fed. Oof. That's a really strong. Varus hasn't backed for his Bork yet. I believe he should have Bork finish. He has 3 kills. That's 900. That's almost Boots on its own. He is pretty much offset. He has offset the entire cost of Boots in takedowns. Pretty much paid for his Boots. And then just has 87 CS of gold. That is how math works, me. Good job, me. You did it. You did the bare minimum to determine gold values. But seriously, holy cow, this guy is value. As Hidan is going to be able to land a lot of damage, but this is the thing. Zhao wins these trades until Hidan goes mega, and if he could find a Gnar very soon, he'll have the health to fight this. He'll have the ability to re-engage, and here's Grell to turn the tide. But there's the buckler, and Zhao will fall to Grell. I don't know what that was. I'm sorry. I didn't have any. I lost the words. I was trying to think of buckler. That's probably why. I was thinking of the words. I was like, what is the word? It was buckler. And the buckler going to find the kill. And it was going so well for Zhao, but once again, he is bothered by the enemy team. And by the time he notices it, it is way too late. He misses the Q here, which is crucial. And then Zhao already dead. Buckler's up. It's too late. Oh, and there's Gastrix getting engaged on by 4. If the hammer finds anyone, it will be huge, but it doesn't find any of the damage dealers, but it's still enough for Gastrix to escape. And Leviathan are continuing to just not be able to find anything here. They can try to go in onto Grell. It's not really going to do much of anything. The hook's not even going to connect. It's not even going to matter. This Drake in 10 seconds. They just need to get control of the river here, but it is not looking likely. Gank's going to be able to try and zone off Grell here for a little bit. Will clear out the vision, so they'll have some control of the enemy jungle here. Virus clearing out in this mid lane. Grell going to walk forwards. Gastrix is here. Hidan has teleport. He's just building up his rage bar. Building up the Gnar bar right now before he teleports. As there's the engage on the Grell, and that is just Grell wiped off the map. Virus will pick up a kill. Ganks is locked down, though, with the CC, and nobody's going to pick up that one. His second kill of the game, and Virus is forced to cleanse. There's the Fates. Call to safety. Cotopaco is, oh. What happened there at the end? It was going so well for Leviathan. They only were going to burn Cotopaco's flash. What happened? Someone was walking. I think Virus accidentally. He was using the blast cone to jump forwards with his with the martial poise, and accidentally hit Igna with the blast cone. I believe that is what happened. Either way, it's a 1-for-1. It started out really well. They get the hook, they get everything. They sacrifice ganks, which means there's no chance of them getting the dragon here. It 50-50 fight. Whoever wins the fight, too much. So, yeah, he was using it to jump forwards, and Igna was not prepared. Igna wasn't ready for that one. He didn't love it, but his kids weren't going to either. He's not. I don't know how he feels about it. I wouldn't be thrilled. That would have been hilarious, but that is sometimes just weird things happen in League of Legends. Honestly, that's the best way to put it. Sometimes weird things happen in this game. I don't know how else to put it. Disregard all of that because it means absolutely nothing. All Knights, despite losing Grell earlier, do trade jungler, so they'll be able to grab this second Drake and take a 2-0 Drake lead. We will be having a 23-minute soul, which is playable. I believe last game didn't have a soul. Not in that sense. Not in the sense of that. You know what I mean by didn't have soul. Not in the literal sense. Or in the... Just whatever. I couldn't think of anything, okay? I was panicking. I was grasping at straws, and we were sweaty and gross. And what is that? Oh, God. That is the ugliest animation I've ever seen. Where were we going with this? Nowhere. Tristana is very fed. Just Locke is very fed. I mean, Virus has kills. But that's not going to be nearly enough to counteract 2 fed ADCs right now, and the Rift Herald started. So is it just going to be blue side against the Rift Herald? Because that has been the case. It was Leviathan in game 1, All Knights in games 2 and 3, and now it could just be All Knights in game 4, and it will be All Knights in game 4. Blue side collects all the Rift Heralds, all of them. All 4 so far. And that did less than it was supposed to. Opportunities are useful, but I didn't expect it to do that little. Jeez, man. And Hadan should have this finished up. Just using these to proc his Sheen. Holy cow, that is a weird looking animation. Did you know that animation looks weird? Doesn't end up finishing off this turret. Kodapaka was here to save the day. Sped up Gnar. Sped up Mega Gnar animations look terrifying. My god, I did not know they looked that bad, but they do. Oh, Zhao Q doesn't connect, and Ganks is unable to follow that up. Leviathan are kind of already in a terrible position. I don't know what to expect from this. Hadan finally gets the turn. Kodapaka can't hold off forever, and he will break through and get first turret of the game for his team. Locke drops a minion because he cancels autos. I know for that feeling very well. I know that feeling. No, but seriously, what is Leviathan's angle? They have Kodapaka in a good position. They have Virus in a good position, but just Locke and nobody are in such a better position. I don't know what to say besides that. It's really hard to think about what's going to happen here because the advantage is so in their favor. As nobody wipes out the top 2-2, and now it is just a mid-tier or top tier 1. My god, I'm never going to get these. You know that? I'm never going to get these correct because my brain just doesn't work. Whatever. And now we're going to enter a bit of a lull for the next few minutes because there's no objectives. There is a Rift Herald that they will eventually end up dropping either mid or top lane, I would say, to draw pressure in top lane before the... No, they can't. I forgot. It's on Grell. You don't want to drop that and then have to run all the way to bot lane. That is a waste. They're going to just drop it mid before the Drake spawns. My god. Speaking is impossible. And that was the Kraken. Okay, so it just overlays it. That's not very finished. And that is 2 items already done on the Tristana. 2-0-3 with 183 CS. Not a surprise at all. Most in the game by, what, 20? Almost? Advantage by almost 30? Yeah, not shock. No shock to anything. As Leviathan are just losing all their control in this game. They've lost control of mid pretty much. They have no control of the river at this moment. If they go too far forwards, Gastrix is going to put them in a very tight combo and beat them over the head with his fists, I guess. I don't know. That's really all he has is his fists. Xiaoni's not ahead. rather slightly below even. As Kotopako's coming in on a wall here, and he's going to hit the Unraveled Earth, but that's it. What was the point of that? Besides to rotate, I know, from top lane, but he's just going to ulti, he's just going to teleport back. I don't know, because now they don't have Kotapako for the Drake fight, and now they just have to give up the third Drake, and that's free soul point over to the All Knights. There's no question. And now the Rift Herald's coming down, so here goes Grell. Oh my. It's Grell. Yeah. I love the new. I do love the new Rift Herald so much. As there's the lockdown coming through, but it's only going to connect onto Grell. And Gastrix is coming in from behind. Ganks has already fallen, and Gastrix picks up that kill. There's the Fate's Call, but Virus has the bomb on him, and that was stupid. Sorry. Anyways, they've locked down one. There's Hidan flashing over the wall with the Mega Gnar, and that is a huge double kill coming through for nobody. And now it is a free soul point, even more free than it was before somehow. The shutdown for Locke goes on to Igna, so that's a waste. And Hidan's just going to be able to zone off. Ow, takes 2 turret shots, but he's going to be able to just zone off Xiaoni from helping his team, and this is not going well, to put it nicely. 5,000 gold behind. This is going rather poorly. They tried to have they had some kind of angle, good Magnet Storm. Crashdown gets canceled. Grell again just had too much time to react. The hook doesn't connect. There's just so many things going wrong. Nobody gets to jump onto Virus for free. Blows him up. Great re-engage, but Hidan flashes over the wall, so no issues. Hidan's also just beating up Xiaoni. I don't know. There's no angle for Leviathan to really fight back here. Is Hidan just going to jump and get some free damage onto Igna? Now Steric's Gage finished for the Gnar. The Gnar is not going to die anymore. The shield is absolutely massive. I hate that thing. That's like, what is it, 150% bonus health shield, which is just insane. Crazy. It's 150 or 200%. As now Hidan going in, and there's 3 members of Leviathan, and he's got to run into the river. Is he going to be able to escape here? Are you kidding me? Hidan just gets away with wasting all of their spells. Again, so the Weaver's Wall. I don't think he actually got anything else out of that, but gets the Weaver's Wall, and all that in exchange for a singular turret and objective bounty, and they still get the tier 2 in bot lane. There are 4 members of Leviathan up here. They are pushing the tier 3, and now the recalls are just going to get canceled here. There's still 2 members up here. There's the Keeper's Verdict. Locke is right here. He has so much damage. 2 tanks ain't gonna do anything to this guy right now. As Locke is locking down Igna. Meanwhile, Ganks is just trying to 1v1 Grell. That's Locke picking up the kill onto Ganks. Igna, can you survive? Flash Q connects, and it's a double kill for Locke. 5-1-5 on this Varus. He is absolutely ruining Leviathan's hopes and dreams, and now, yeah, now it's over. It's 100% over. There's no chance. Nobody's starting the Baron. Ganks isn't alive. There's no chance of a steal. This is just unfair, and now Hidan's just going to put Virus out of his misery. There's the Gnar, there's the stun, there's a cleanse, a second stun, and a rock to the face. Hidan's on a killing spree. And All Knights get the Baron. This one's done and dusted. There's no chance there's a comeback. They're almost 10,000 gold behind. Leviathan, this is your final game. Take it in and enjoy it. I'll see you in summer. Unless you can really get some crazy plays here. But Grell is just wasting time. Yes, Ganks and Igna are wasting time so Xiaoni can recall. Or so Xiaoni can teleport, and so Kotapako can recall, but that's not even going to matter in 2 seconds. Because they're getting absolutely smoked, and they're giving up so much value for it. All the value in the world is just gained here by the All Knights. And Locke only takes 1 turret chunk, because Grell is tanking the turret, because he freaking can at this point. He is so strong, so tanky, it doesn't matter. Oh, this is the Hidan. I was like, that was too perfect of a replay. Swamp to right where Grell already was. I didn't like it. And then Hidan transforms. Virus, really great cleanse. Picture perfect cleanse. Has no flash, so he can't do anything. He's dead. I did like that call. That was a fun one to call. I'll put it there. I'll put it that way. That was a fun one to call. Hidan, I think he really has only shown up on the Gnar. until playoffs. I'm like 90% certain I could say that. That's nobody. Anyways, top tier 2 will fall. And it is the death march for... Oh, showed up on Cassante. Did win 2 games of Mordecai's. I'll give him that. Yeah, 1-0 on the Gnar. Gonna remain undefeated. My goodness, that tier 2 is absolutely gone already. You can see the total gold. It is not even close. The next closest player is 2,000 behind, and it's Virus. Kotapaco thinks he's found an angle. We've seen this kind of play before from them, and it just doesn't pan out. We saw this play from 6 Karma. Oh my god, Grell just carelessly going forwards. Doesn't even give a damn, and he's going to go 1 for 1. And now Hidan has locked down Ganks, and it is 2 for 1 as Locke goes on another killing spree. And it is all over at this point. They are going to be able to push in really hard. They only have a cannon minion, actually. They can't push. This game isn't over. No, there's another wave coming in. Never mind. Oh, they're going to actually choose to disengage, it seems. But it's 4v3. I don't know if that was the worst call, as there's the re-engage from Ignavilu, but that's going to cost them nobody. And now Gastrix is low. Jowney explodes, though, and that could be huge. That's Locke versus Virus. It is Virus who is not winning that at all. Locke picks up 1 more, goes on a rampage. Hidan goes on a rampage simultaneously. Kotapaco trying to get anything. Hidan is trying to reintroduce this, but Hidan is tanking up the turret, but he will be able to survive with the Mega Form for the time being and will be able to walk away with his life. Locke just wasn't there to reinforce the domination that they are putting down onto Leviathan again for fighting them in their own base. Big shutdown for Jowney, but it just doesn't mean anything at this point. There's no angle where Leviathan are winning this game. Grell just gives his life. He doesn't care. He gives his whole life to just nuke one dude. And they get 2 out of that. They get the turret. They get an inhib. They have supers coming down. They're going to be able to regroup, push somewhere else. They're going to be able to pick up the soul here. This is just everything. This is kind of a disastrous disengage. Nobody's rocket jump is on a significantly longer cooldown than everyone else's disengage spells. So nobody just has to give his life here. Great follow-up by Jowney, but he has a bomb on him. There's one issue. He has a nuclear bomb on him. The other issue is Virus is not strong enough to fight Locke at this point. Locke is 3 items? 4? 3 items with the Terminus, with the Rage Blade. He's doing a lot of value. Leviathan, they just killed Ganks. Yeah, Ganks is dead here. Holy cow. Kotapaco almost killing his jungler right here. Gastrix going over, and the Chain of Corruption is going to give him the combo, and Kotapaco is going to fall. They're going to make it look easy. Grell goes for another one. And now this is the end. Surely this is the end. No Baron buff. They don't need your stinking Baron buff to finish the job. The inhib will fall. It's going to be double. They're going to go for the triple, baby. Somehow only 1 triple inhib this entire game, but they're going to go for it. And that is going to do it. This is all she wrote. And all nights, Leviathan only had 1 game, but they make it look easy. There's the Keeper's Verdict to get everybody back into the base. Igna's gonna fall. Ganks is forced to jump into his own fountain to survive. All Night's going to push forwards. Huge damage, but not enough to pick up a kill here. Are they gonna go for the ace? Gastrix jumping in. Nobody's jumping in, and that's gonna be 2 kills, but it's the series for the All Knights. They face Isurus next week. They send Leviathan packing for the split, and now they keep their chances at MSI alive. This team is only heating up. They're only gonna get stronger, it seems. And they've figured out how to play. That's gonna be, no matter who you think, no matter who and won this series, it's a tall order to take out Isurus. They are still, for a reason, a threat to the championship. Even though they got absolutely smoked by Estadal and Rainbow 7 all season and swept out of the upper bracket already. Oh, they're... Whoa! Can't show that on TV. There is a reason they are still considered one of the best in the region. They are a threat to the championship still, and it is going to be a tall order to ask a team that won 4 games to beat a team that has not won a game against a non-bottom 3 opponent, a non-bottom 4 opponent. They didn't beat Rainbow, and they didn't beat Isurus. They didn't take a game off of Estral. All Knights got a lot of work to do. They got a lot of planning and a lot of practice to go ahead and figure out how they're going to take on the 3rd place team this split next week in the lower bracket semifinals. But for Leviathan, that is it. That is your spring split. Just made the upper bracket by the skinnier teeth. Had a tough showing against them. Maybe had a small chance to take a single game. Doesn't end up happening. You get sent to the lower bracket. You have a 1-1 series after a really strong game 2, and you get slapped in games 3 and 4. So you got a lot of work to do in the offseason. I don't think they blow it up. I think there's a lot of potential for this team going forwards as a unit. They played really well together when they were a cohesive unit. They played better than most teams can. They showed some real grit against some real tough teams, except for Rainbow 7, because no one shows grit against Rainbow 7 except for Estral. Rainbow 7 are freaking madmen. I don't think you understand how angry they are when they lose games, man. They come back the next game, and they make sure the next team knows not to mess with them. They make it difficult to, like, they're a scary team, man. They scare me. I think they could beat us. I think they beat Estral. They're mad that they got 2-0'd by them. They're mad that they didn't win a series. But that is a future problem. Leviathan, I think it's just time to hit the drawing board. Probably expand those champ pools. Honestly, the Azir would have flipped this series on its head. It would have added an extra layer to the draft, but the ADC diff was pretty much the reason that it was the ADC in the mid. I mean, it was jungle and jungle, ADC, and mid that were the core issues this game. I think for both sides when it mattered. Leviathan won game 2 on the back of a huge ADC carry and a great mid-jungle synergy. And every other game came off of huge mid-jungle synergy and a very strong performance from Locke. I think both sides had a similar game plan, but just didn't execute it always. Didn't get the execution they wanted when they lost the games, obviously, but it wasn't really close. It was All Knights just completely outclassing them in 3 games, and it wasn't even a competition. And Isurus are going to know this, and they're going to target that, and they are prepared for it, obviously. But All Knights are also going to be prepared for Isurus, and hope things go well for them. But next stream is not the lower bracket semifinals. Instead, we have upper bracket finals. Estral versus Rainbow 7 will meet in a best of 5 for the first time this split. We just weren't going to get it, no matter what. Even if they got 3rd place, Estral were picking Leviathan or All Knights or 6 Karma. In the case of the 6 Karma, got it, but just no chance in hell they were picking Rainbow 7. So this is one of the few games that went to 3 games in the regular season. So I'm expecting fireworks and silver scrapes. Please be a competitive series. Oh my god, we've had so many non-competitive series this season that it has been comedic. So next week, upper bracket finals, Estral, Rainbow 7, and then next Wednesday, literally next week, will be Isurus versus All Knights. Week after that, lower bracket finals, which is winner of Isurus, All Knights, loser of Estral, Rainbow 7, and then finals on that Saturday. Next Saturday, God. Next Saturday? No way. Not next Saturday. Or not next Saturday. The Saturday, yeah. The Saturday after that. Oh, is it Tuesday? Am I dumb? Yes. 2 weeks. But that is it for the Kimchi Gap for today. 3-1. All Knights over Leviathan to punch their ticket to the next round. I have been your host, Box Kimchi. This has been the little gremlin that lives on my mic stand named Leo. And as always, I'll see you next Tuesday. And as always, have a good night.